Radiant team ban.
Okay, so we have another Google in-house league match. This one's, I believe, between team A-7 or
Dire
A-6
team
against
ban.
A-7, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. So first ban's Lesh,
Radiant
Gyro,
team
Bounty,
ban.
and then maybe this might be like, I think I've seen on Dying ban a lot. Also a bit of Winter Wyvern and Dazzle. Um, we'll just see how this goes. The first three bans were like lightning quick right after it. Oh, a first phase ban on Anti-Mage. That's interesting.
Dire
Maybe
team
like
pick.
they're looking for an early Storm pickup, or
Lena.
that's a pretty uncommon first phase ban.
Radiant
And
team pick.
okay, fix up first pick Lena, and then I guess yeah, this is probably maybe they first ban Anti-Mage because they wanted to pick up a core Lena. I mean, Anti-Mage isn't that good against Lena because Lena like still has a lot of kill potential on Anti-Mage throughout a lot of the game. But this maybe hints that there are intending to do core Lena, or maybe they might just do like Lena and they might also pick up the Storm.
10 seconds remaining.
Which, I mean, even both of those could be played as cores, like one of them could farm safe lane.
5 seconds
But
remaining.
I think first pick Lena still does allow for a great deal of flexibility in the draft. Can be support,
Reserve
can be
time.
core. And then we'll see what Radiant chooses to pick up in return. So they're taking a couple seconds to think about it. Yeah. Bit of backstory. So it's A-7 actually the dire team in this first game is actually a team full of late registrants. So really interesting. So this is actually their first match of the league because they had a bye last week to like give them some more time to mesh because they got formed a little bit later than the other teams. And so we'll start with Earthshaker and then maybe actually let me go. Actually, I'm gonna make sure this stream is online. I haven't actually looked at my stream page yet.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
And Clockwork, okay, that's solid.
Dire team
Clockwork.
pick.
This almost certainly means that Earthstrike will be support. So, okay, it looks like we are live and streaming.
The undying waits.
Dire team ban.
Right.
Radiant team ban.
Alright, I'm actually like, really confused what's going on because there's like I didn't expect to actually have chats or
Dire
viewers,
team ban.
and I still have to turn my VODs on to public. I keep forgetting to do that.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Sorry. So a little bit. It looks like we are live. I think maybe one or two people are watching. I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
Remaining.
This is. Oh, I forgot to name the stream as well. This is.
Radiant
I'm so bad at this. I don't even know what. I think this is A6 versus A7. If this is not, I'm really sorry. But, okay. I think that should do it. All right. So. The turnaround bans looks like they banned out two mids, Ember and Quaff. Although I will say that I think Corlina destroys both Quaff and Ember Spirit. So, and then return bans like Bloodseeker and PL. Okay, so And although I do see like Earthstriker picked up as a soft counter in PL, but Clockwork I guess does fare very poorly against PL. As an offlaner, so I guess maybe just covering their bases a little bit, and then picked up a Dazzle.
10 seconds
So-
remaining.
It's interesting that actually that Radiant has
5
chosen to ban
seconds
4
remaining.
carry heroes. Like although like Jara and Bloodseeker could
Radiant
be like kind of
team
played as
pick.
mid, but they're generally played as carry heroes. And then whereas Dire has chosen to ban 3 mid heroes and Bounty Hunter, which is usually a ban to make mid safer because Bounty Hunter has a lot of really annoyingness potential on your mid, like bothers you with your bottle, sets up easy ganks for the other mid. If the other mid has like just needs like a little bit of extra damage to get that kill on you, or a little bit of extra
10
slow,
seconds remaining.
and just generally makes life miserable. So,
5 seconds
bit
remaining.
interesting how 2 teams chose to structure their bans. And then, although
Reserve
this
time.
actually might come back to who's drafting. For example, if the mid player is drafting, I'm like maybe a little bit guilty of this myself, is I'll ban mid heroes that I don't want to mid against, even though that might not be the best use of my ban. So a little bit of selfishness there. And then, although I don't know either of these teams, so I honestly have no idea like who's playing what. So although I might remember if I cast another game. I've been casting a lot of like first game only, and not casting the second game if I don't think the series is gonna be very good. So I actually don't know any of these players. I don't know if
Dire
these
team
teams are
pick.
even like I know. So when I'm actually the person who made the teams, most of the teams are assigned, or not really assigned, but they're assigned to give each team an even MMR distribution. And so A-6, which I did assign, has an even MMR distribution in line with the other teams, but A-7, which is late registrants, is a bit lower. So I guess that's also something to keep in mind.
10
Okay,
seconds
so
remaining.
well, the second pick in this phase was a Templar Assassin. I see TA being picked up like
5
almost every single
seconds
game.
remaining.
I think TA is like really, because what seems to happen a lot in these is that there's like 1 or 2 really good players on each team, and then it's up to who usually goes mid, and it's usually up to that person to like just go ham on the other team and pretty much just snowball their way to victory. And Tia is a really good hero for that, and Tia is also extremely good at like at killing really squishy enemy heroes, which like the CM's really squishy. TA does okay against Lino. I think it's kind of a skill-based matchup because like if Lina is good at counting refraction charges, you only start with 3 refraction charges. The other one is TA, so it's actually pretty easy for Lina to knock those down with her really long range auto attacks, and then set up for like stuns. And also like stun into like auto attacks like guarantees that you'll be able to break through refraction, and then you'll be able to like with fiery soul stacks you can also like get off the dragon flame afterwards.
Team
But
ban.
and then okay, so a Spectre, I think Spectre fares very poorly against Clockwork in lane. This is gonna be a very, very difficult safe lane. Because Crystal Maiden is also a very weak zoner. I don't think Crystal Maiden can really like bother Clockwork and keep him out of lane.
10
So
seconds remaining.
maybe the second support should be a much stronger zoner, something like a Skywrath perhaps.
5 seconds remaining.
Because I believe Undying will go offlane. And Undying's a pretty self-sufficient offlaner and shouldn't need the help of
Reserve time.
a dual offlane. So looks like they're going to be banning probably a second support. So I think a strong zoner is probably something you want to go into. Okay, Silencer. Silencer's a decent zoner.
Dire team ban.
But I don't really think it's something they should be bothered by. Like, I guess you could, because they have 2 initiators here, like Earthstrike and Clockwork, and so you probably can't block the first initiation, but you could, I guess, block the second. Like after Clockwork hooks in, you could
10
pop Global
seconds
Silence,
remaining.
and that prevents like the follow up after the Clockwork, maybe even isolates Clockwork enough to kill him off. And it looks like they're banning safe line carries, so they're banning a Lycan. So okay, banning I guess an anti-armor strat maybe with a lot of early push potential. Although I don't, maybe they might know something that I don't, but Lycan's not really a popular pick right now. I think Luna is a much better early game pushing hero, if that's what they wanted to do. And then I think that is likely what they'll be interested in doing because
10
Spectre
seconds
is pretty strong. Definitely has like this late game edge on
5
these
seconds
4 heroes
remaining.
that Radiant currently has picked. And also Dispersion. So Dispersion is also very good for taking down TA's defensive refraction charges. And although I would say that early game, Spectre is still going to melt to TA. Hero doesn't have a lot of armor. pretty squishy. Oh, okay, bristleback. So this is like a very like, meaty. Everyone's very tanky here. It's a very strong fighting lineup. So again, something that looks to just crush through the towers, take a lot of good early skirmishes. An interesting thing is they're actually choosing to do a lot of this into an Undying, which could pose some difficulties because Undying is also an extremely strong, like, although they do have maybe good solutions for Tombstone, like TA and Bristleback do provide DPS to kill a Tombstone, but TA usually doesn't want to be wasting her refraction charges on killing a, like, I think Tombstone has like 800 HP level 7. Okay, and a Phoenix. Phoenix provides decent D push. And this actually might mean a support Undying and an offlane Phoenix, or they could be support, although Undying Phoenix still offlanes are also very strong. So would not be surprised to see that either. I think that an Undying Phoenix still offlane will give the Radiant safe lane a ton of trouble. Like they have very, very weak laning presence in the Earthshaker and the Dazzle, and Undying and Phoenix will definitely be able to bully them. Although Bristleback isn't a hero who like really is gonna like he's not gonna be punished as hard for having farm. And like Bristleback's one of those heroes who needs levels as much of, if not more than farm. So this might be a bit of a struggle for Bristleback to pick up enough levels to be impactful in addition to having his farm probably contested by this dual offlane. But on the trade-off for this means that you're going to be giving this Clockwork kind of like free reign over your Spectre and CM, because I rather doubt that CM and Spectre will be able to force Clockwork out of lane, so Clockwork's going to get a ton of experience, and probably even some farm as well. So, just gonna quickly run through the team. Looks like mid Lina is going to be a core Lina mid, played by Neela, CYF. I'm pretty sure that's the name of a pro, but I don't know who's actually the. I don't think it's a copy. I think he actually came like before ZYF, the pro. I believe he plays for eHome, or he played for eHome at TI. Before he rose to prominence, playing the carry Spectre, offlane. I think it's offlane Phoenix, and then support Undying, position 4 probably, and position 5 hard support CM. And then oh nice, convenient pause, giving me some extra time because I'm really slow at this. So it looks like the carry Bristleback played by Zam, the mid TA played by Araragi, offlane Clockwork played by Punk Sinner, and the 4 position Earthshaker, Robo Cicero, and CKR is the hard support Dazzle. And looks like they will be going for a defensive tri-lane for Radiant, and then looks like some smoke shenanigans. Although I would have liked to see the smoke wrap around this way, because walking down this way, like, you might actually like lose your smoke, and whoever's on this side can see it. If you're like dazzled in the river, then whoever's over here will be able to see the smoke pop on the guy over there. And it looks like they are doing this wraparound with Phoenix and Lina. So I think he should get dive level 1 because he gives a nice oh, this is cheeky. So they've got this ward down here, so the vision. So I think 1 hero is definitely fair, especially with this level 1 Shadow Wave. So, oh, we got Decay instead of Tombstone though. I'm not sure I agree with that, but it looks like they will get 2 kills here on both, which is an excellent start for Dire. Definitely what they something like I would say definitely makes the Radiant safe lane in like dire straits now, because oh, but it looks like they're not going to do this dual offline. It's going to be a... Okay, well, it looks like I was completely wrong about everything. And it's going to be a mid-Phoenix against the TA, and a dual offlane with Undying and Lina, and then safe lane, Spectre supported by the CM. Okay, well I think this Phoenix is probably picked up because it gives you 2 DOTs, actually 3, if you count the Phoenix with the Sunray, to tick down refraction charges. However, in my experience, I think a hero with like a decent attack animation or good long range is more than sufficient to break through refraction. And Phoenix really suffers from an extreme lack of armor, so it makes them like really lack of durability, which will make laning against TA extremely difficult. But the one like X factor here is the Phoenix Fire Spirits, which slow attack speed by an enormous amount and deal a crazy amount of damage, which will make like TA killing Phoenix pretty difficult if Phoenix can actually hit the spirits. And so looks like some little action. Oh, this is not good what the CM wants. Getting caught in and cogged. I don't think he'll die, but oh, he dropped the crystal, or the crystal nova a little bit early, and Clockwork will pick up the kill. Which I think if he just held on to crystal nova until the cogs ended, so he would have been able to get out, or even just auto attack cogs, because level 1 cogs only take 2 hits to break, and I believe he could have gotten that and freed himself from that. But that's unfortunate. So Clockwork getting, like, literally getting away with murder up here, which is definitely not. But I think both teams should have expected their offlane to go about it that way. And the first Fire Spirits set of Fire Spirits did get used, and looks like gonna have a bit of rune contest, but TA is gonna shoot Phoenix away because Phoenix is extremely slow and TA is slightly above average move speed. And though there's still a regen rune bottom, so Phoenix can go off for that if he wants. I think Phoenix needs to get some armor. Like I would have liked to see him start with like a Prot ring or something. Oh, actually, this Earthshaker is dead. It's started. Okay. Alright, this Earthshaker is very dead. And then, but it looks like Leon may go down as well. She can drop the stun. Yeah. Alright, this Bristleback I believe is dead too. Alright, she really is a stun. But it might still work out. And the Tombstone did get cleared up at the cost of Earthshaker's life. So I believe that was a favorable trade for Dire. It costed a lot of HP and it'll force probably both of these heroes. Alright, looks like they're gonna share regen. And I actually missed this up here, which is shame on me for being a really bad observer. And they did manage to take down the Clockwork, which really surprises me. I'm not sure how this happened, but maybe what might have happened is Clockwork cogged in the trees, and then like I don't actually know how to, like, the spectator function does not work properly in Reborn, so I can actually skip backwards and look. Maybe that's only in Dota TV spectator, and I'm like actually in the game opting. Might be the issue. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with it. And so I would say that definitely that. Oh, and it looks like TA's might go down here. Oh, he's out of Fire Spirits. It's not gonna happen. But that was very close. So this is actually really punishing for TA. I would say that I think the danger of this is that Phoenix doesn't really offer the same, like, you know, the one-shot capability that TA does. And it looks like a smoke rotation might catch this Phoenix off guard, especially with Dive on cooldown. And he's gonna get greedy and try to go for this kill again, which is when the Earthshaker is gonna come in. But I don't think this is gonna happen with Dive off cooldown in like 1 second. Oh, he does get it. Okay, 1 second was not short enough to allow him to escape. And I think that, so it looks like the way the CS is going though, CS heavily favors the TA, and looks like the Phoenix was preferring to like just trying to kill the TA, but it cost him a huge like disparity in farm. Because like if I was the TA, I would happily trade like a lot of HP and like add bottle, and I could be crowing, so it's probably not that big of a deal for what's pretty much a huge CS, a 20 CS lead. And we can see in the net worth that it actually puts the Phoenix behind. I guess the Undying is farming, so it's a support Lina. The Phoenix behind both other cores on Dire, which is not a good scenario. Like, he doesn't even have fleets yet. So this is like, I don't think is working out the way they hoped. I think they really, really needed to get that kill on the TA, and it might have been actually worth it to pick up a level in Sunray to make that kill a little bit easier, because you can take down their fraction charges that much quicker. But I don't really play Phoenix much, so I don't know. I know Phoenix mid is like really strong because Phoenix attack speed slow is annoying as hell. I think also someone needs to pull this Phoenix Sentry to get rid of these two traps. Phoenix isn't really susceptible to these like double trap slow kills that a lot of other mids are, because you can just dive away. But it's still gonna force out dive, and dive is a long cooldown, so looks like they're gonna make another go on Clockwork, who is level 6 but haven't leveled up his hookshot yet. I'm not sure what that's about. And a double TP will save him. I would like to see him level up hookshot and go back in. Where's this skill point? Okay. I'm not sure what's up with that, but okay, he does get it now. But I guess he didn't have mana for it anyways, so that's alright. Maybe just like a bit of trying to run away to wanna slow down to level that up. It's like, is he gonna go for this egg? I think he can go for egg, but TA's still gonna bottle the rune, and I'm happy to take that trade up on TA. And so overall, like, see, so TA is definitely crushing everyone in the farm count. Mostly because like Phoenix is not a really high damage hero. Doesn't have a great, or has an okay animation. And he's probably gonna go down as he eggs right now. Okay, he does egg, and chases TA off. So it's the first supernova down, which we kind of wanted to use to gank a side lane because you can. And it looks like Clockwork's gonna go down here. Nope, no. Almost, but not quite. So that's unfortunate. And actually, this might be a kill on TA if he plays. Oh, okay, this TA is going down for sure. This is definitely. This is exactly what the Phoenix needs. He needs one more Fire Spirit to connect, and oh, he doesn't have it. All right, so that's unfortunate that he doesn't actually manage to get that. But and like money-wise, yeah. I guess he will get Tranquils pretty soon. Tranquils will help a lot because 4 armor, so like that's pretty much like a 400% increase in the amount of armor that he currently has, which is very helpful against TA, although TA only has level 1 meld, so. But level 1 meld, like, even right now puts him at, like, 0 armor until he gets those, or -1 armor until he gets those Tranquils. But overall, so Spectre's, with the last kill, has actually overtaken the TA in net worth. So, props to good for Spectre. And definitely, the Bristleback has actually had a really rough lane because like this is like so annoying to have to lane against Undying, especially at the strength hero. It just costs you so much, and especially when your supports are Dazzle and Earthstriker, who can't really do anything to help you, and like they can't kill a Tombstone. Now that zombies actually take attacks and can't be killed with Bristleback quills anymore, so I think this is probably correct. Just sack the Bristleback for a little bit. He's not gonna get any farm, and then let the supports try to roam and gank, which they did get that Phoenix kill mid. And so it's like another go on this TA. This is like the 4th time they tried to kill this TA, but I'm not entirely sure this is gonna work out. He does have an egg, but there's no way to hold him there. And it looks like he'll just walk away again. So TA proving to be very resilient. Oh, and a hook shot coming back in. That's gonna be the end of the CM, and I would like to see this haunt in. Like, I'm not sure if he didn't realize, but I think he could have haunted in and like aggroed over the ancient creeps, like trigger the dispersion and break the refraction and throw the die. This is really complicated, but still TA still hasn't died yet, so great for him. And although he is like, this Spectre has had a really good early game. And looks like, I do hope to see that he goes for this fast Radiance. That's also a pretty good solution to TA refraction charges. Like Dispersion Refraction is like instant refraction removal, like pretty much like Darkseer class refraction removal. And this is actually, so I selected Lena to point out this odd max Light Strike Array build. So especially without a setup, like Undying doesn't really have any slows. I guess this all provides a small amount of slow, but it's not really significant. I think max Dragon Slate is far superior, even if you have a setup stun. It's also, but I guess the one difference is it has a shorter cooldown and it's costless mana, so maybe it's better for farming. But the range on Dragon Slayer is much greater as well. So it looks like they're gonna make another go on this Clockwork maybe. So it looks like this actually has worked out for them. I guess putting him into cogs and just hitting him with Desolate is probably doing a lot of damage to this Clockwork, and I guess he just like blows heck shot. I think, but he definitely had time to defensively cog and keep the Spectre out. Like the Spectre can walk through cogs with Spectral Dagger pathing, but she will get pushed back once or twice by the cogs. So maybe things are simmering down a little bit. So I think just on the topic of maybe talking about items, so TA will probably go for Dezo first. That seems to be pretty standard. I also see people sometimes get an Aquila, but she didn't start with the Wraith Man, so that's probably unlikely. And then Radiance Rush from the Spectre. And looks like probably, this is a very poor Earthshaker actually, 630 no-hit, so it looks like he's playing the hard support role. PPD, Salt Shaker. Does not even have a slow ring, and looks like he might go down here. Oh, he will get the fish raw. And this could actually really come backfire with this TA here now. Maybe Haunt. If he haunts, he can probably kill. No, he's sticked. The stick charges give him enough to survive. Alright, but it looks like Phoenix will come in and save the day. And Phoenix is actually driving them up this way, and I believe Phoenix can probably come back in and then pick up a kill on one of the two. I'm not sure which he will go for. Okay, so I'll go for Dazzle. And I think he will get Dazzle, but he might pay for this with his life, because one more Metal Strike from TA. Oh, nope, TA missed it. Okay, and CM does get the kill. And they're kind of just they're actually doing a good job of kiting this TA around. TA doesn't really have any great mobility right now, so really suffering, and only 1 point in side blades. Although, like, some people do 2 point side blades, some people only do 1. But although once TA gets like Blink Dagger, I'm sure there will be plenty of 1 shots to be had, or maybe 2 shots. So Bristleback, meanwhile, got a little bit of time to just happily farm away. So maybe he can kind of on the road to cover. He's actually gotten outpaced by the offlane Undying, who I hope will be picking up a mech after those arcane boots. And it's like, so a lot of 2 pairs of arcane boots for Dire, and then it's sort of be Yule's next for Lina, and then I'm just gonna take a look at the other heroes. So Clockwork is like going phase boots. So I'm not gonna dwell on this too much, but I think most people actually go Tranquils, especially if they didn't have a good early game. Although I guess there's not a lot of magic or physical damage, so Tranquils aren't that great, but it still gives you a lot of move speed to like position into better hooks. So I guess based on the Sage mask, Red Striker's looking to pick up a Soul Ring, probably do the Tranquil Soul Ring. But which is a little bit less common now, because you see a lot more Arcanes. Arcanes are cheaper than Soul Ring Tranquils by a pretty good amount, and it gives more benefit to your team. The downside being is it's less sustainable, which is why offline Earth Strikers get Soul Ring Tranquils, because they can just spam fissures. And it looks like he might be going down again here. That won't hold him. Okay, that was actually a sick Earth Striker save with that fissure. So, and looks like we're gonna have a jump here on mid, but again, dive away. Dive also costs HP for Phoenix, so does Fire Spirits. So even if you don't actually hit him at all, you still cost him 1 the dive cooldown, and 2, I believe it's 15% HP, which is not insignificant. In addition to like he's spamming Fire Spirits, so there's a lot of like self-loss, self-incurred damage by Phoenix, which keeps him like kind of always keeps him in almost kill range by the TA, which is a little bit scary. So it forces him to play more conservatively, which kind of falls back and causes him to not pick up as much farm as he would like.
Money to burn.
And, okay, looks like a haster in TA. Okay, so we might actually see some action. Alright, this Phoenix is very dead. He's gonna probably try to egg, but okay, just kidding. He's gonna try to Sunray out. You can like fly over cliffs and things with Sunray. So you can fly over this, and looks like CM will go down as well to this hasted TA. And he might even try to go for this Spectre. He haunts out down south, and he's gonna just go on the Bristleback. But there's a lot of zombies, but I think the 2 more Quill Sprays will cause the Spectre to regret his decision. But he's dead to the Undying zombies either way. I would like to see someone come down here and pick up the AoE. Oh no, he's not going to die. Okay, so some nice defensive play from Bristleback managing to save himself. So that was a very, very good trade for Radiant. I think they picked up 2 or 3 kills and didn't lose anyone, thanks to that well-timed S4 haste run.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So Tia is going for this, I believe, Dezo first. And okay, so Clockwork actually ended up selling his... Actually, no, these 2 blades of attack. Okay, so this is like a casual blade attack, and then he got shreds. I still don't know what this is for. Maybe... yeah. That's really weird. Alright. Going to admit that I did have to check that blades of attack were not used in blade mail. Because apparently I'm really bad at Dota and don't know these things. That's what I thought, but I had to double check just in case. And Phoenix is, not Phoenix, Spectre is closing on Radiance. Seems to have slowed down a little bit in the farm department since having a really, really like, rocket start on her laning phase. But slowing down a little bit, still will get a decently timed Radiance. I think the other school of thought for Spectre builds is like phase boots earn, and then you just use Haunt to run around like adding a plus, like a global +1 to help kill people. which I've actually found to be pretty. I think that's actually the build I prefer, but I don't play Spectre much. Although I don't actually like play carry very much anymore. Makes me a little sad because I don't think that I'm a very good mid player. But I digress. Just trying to do a quick look on skill builds to see what is up. So just not to max, I do like this, not picking up the 4th point in Icarus dive and getting. I think Sunray does an enormous, like Sunray in a team fight is so powerful. It's like the differential between it creates between your hero's HP and the enemy's hero's HP is huge, especially for max Sunray. And a lot of these like tanky-ish heroes with decent HP pools like Bristleback and Clockwork again also provides additional ticks to take out TA refraction charges. I think over on the draft they really so I believe they picked up Lina and Undying first, and then after the TA they responded with Spectre and then Phoenix. So it looks like after the TA got picked, they were like, we really need to counter this TA. Which I'm not really sure has worked out because TA is like 2-on-1. I believe is the net worth leader. Yes, net worth leader. And this is really kind of sacked mid for them because Phoenix couldn't really farm or deny TA's farm, which is unfortunate. And then Spectre has also been like pressured out of lane, or maybe forced to come to fights a little bit. Looks like he's come mid, and pressure is happening top, so Spectre actually doesn't have anywhere to farm anymore. Almost has Relic though, so probably be on time for like a 20 something, maybe 20. I'd say we'll probably pick up Relic at 19, and then maybe another 3 minutes to pick up. So 22-minute, 23-minute Radiance maybe, which is maybe not the best timing he was hoping for, especially like since he rushed it correctly. And it looks like Phoenix is gonna run into TA, and Phoenix wants no part of this fight. Getting pinged out, maybe he can get it disabled to cancel this dive, like a sick hook shot to cancel the Clockwork or Clockwork hook shot to cancel the Phoenix Icarus dive. That would be an amazing play. Looks like this nice deployment of a Crystal Nova to scout out the congregating heroes, and it looks like they might go for this anyways. If they can hook the CM is dead for sure. Although this could actually backfire if the cogs position themselves in such a way that allow Phoenix to get a uncontested supernova off. And yeah, there goes the Sunray, and there goes the, okay. And it looks like, oh great, alright, he will go down, and Earthstriker will go down, so fight developing very well for him. Like, and Echo Slam was wasted to not much effect. I don't even believe Dazzle got a Grave off. That would have been nice to save maybe the Earthstriker. I don't even, maybe he did get a fish off? I don't remember, but also TA pieced out of that fight pretty early. Which was probably the correct call, just cut the losses. And Bristleback, I would not mind, especially since Bristleback went to his Vanguard build, which is really good for fighting early, and doesn't really help you farm at all. So I think if he'd ported top, that maybe could have made a pretty big difference in how that fight worked out. With Bristleback to maybe like man up a little bit, then TA can go do her thing. But so I think it would also. TA would also really like to finish up this Blink Dagger, but if TA dies right here, this could actually be disastrous because this would significantly delay. Alright, this Phoenix is very sad now, and looks like yes, TA will go down, which will delay. Oh, she did pick up Blink Dagger. Okay, that was key. So that doesn't actually hurt TA that much, aside from like obviously dying, but she did spend her money, so that worked out. And then traded TA for Phoenix. I think this is totally worth it for Dire though. But they might not expect this Blink Dagger to come out, which will probably result in another kill as soon as TA responds. And they do get the tower deny, in spite of this giant pile of zombies. Like, no one felt brave enough to give the tower the last poke. And it's like a little bit of split push action from CM. She's chosen not to level her ult yet. I think ult right now, I wish she had it right now. And casting that means that she doesn't have mana to TP out. TPing out would have definitely saved her, but that mistake is going to cost Crystal Maiden. Another
Radiant's
death.
bottom tower is under
Just too
attack.
bad. But interesting, it's like, this game is actually, so the offlane has had a pretty good game. I would say kill-wise heavily going in favor, but I think the farm game is perhaps, actually no. So money-wise, and so on the grass, Dire is having the much better game. And so I think Radiance is flying out right now. Yes, so that's Radiance for Spectre. And so I would say at this point, once Spectre picks up another item, maybe it'll probably be a Yasha next, but if it is like a tankiness item, this could be a pretty bad news for Radiant, because like with max dispersion and a decent amount of HP and a little bit of armor, like that Spectre's unkillable. So like one of the good ways to deal with Spectre is
Dire's
lifesteal.
bottom tower is under
And these are like 3 heroes, or they're 2 cores, they're 2 damage dealing heroes, or 2 heroes you do not want to commit to lifesteal. And let's take Ice Striker, will take another death. Does pop Echo Slam. I'm not a fan of this wasting Echo Slam right before you die, because it does have a huge cooldown at level 1. Although it doesn't have Blink Dagger, so it's not the most effective thing, so he has to walk with an Echo Slam every time. I think maybe he was dropping the Echo Slam to stall out a little bit and save the Bristleback, which I think is totally worth it. So, and this cheeky little ward coming to spot out Bristleback. I don't think he saw it go down, but they do see him. And it looks like this will be a tower trade though. And Blink Dagger is revealed as TA. I'm gonna go poke that tower over.
Dire's top tower is
And I
under
think,
attack.
alright, if this Bristleback comes, oh they do, okay, the creep
Radiant's
saw them.
bottom tower has
So,
fallen.
they do take the tower. They do trade towers. I think
Dire's
tower trade
top
favors
tower
Radiant.
has fallen.
But
Rock it on.
sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was actually like I was doubting myself a little bit as to whether or not the tower trade actually does favor Radiant, but I think it does, because they are behind. So although they shouldn't be, because they have the better early and mid-game fighting lineup.
Dire's
So
top tower
we'll
is
see where
under
things go from here. And okay, defensive weaves, like this is go time.
are fortified.
Although TA's like still top, didn't partake in that defensive weave. And so Fissure to open things up, still some freezing field, even at level 10. That's questionable. Okay, this big supernova, and no Echo Slam for Earthshaker means like he has to get out of this fight. And so this is the second set of Fire Spirits, the second Sunray, and so it looks like this fight is not shaping up well for Dire in spite of this, but okay, so Spectre's going back in, but see, this is like the power of like Bristleback in early game fights, or early mid-game-ish fights, and a big cleanup by, okay, we'll get taken out by the CM. So, a little bit, Freezing Field and Urn. Oh, Freezing Field and Urn would have killed the Earthshaker, but he will survive. So that was a good hold. I think a big part of that was the defensive weave by the Dazzle, setting them up nicely for. Although I believe Dazzle did run out in the fight, and Dire did not do a lot of physical damage. But I guess it means that you can pretty much not worry about Zombie House except for the slow. And so a good hold, and oh, I should look at fight recaps, but I'm not very good at this. So, and that does bring things to pretty much even. But again, the big, I would say, tragedy there is that TA did die in that fight, thanks to that last frostbite by CM, which means that Radiant can't actually take advantages to Roche right now. I feel that like with Aegis on TA, that would like definitely put Radiant at an advantage. Probably even be able to clean out most of the outer towers, unless they choose like either. So taking the Aegis and pushing all the outer towers would force Dire to take a fight that they would probably lose, but still kill, to trade for the TA Aegis, or they would not or the fights would go poorly and choose not to contest, in which case they'll lose a lot of towers. I think they feel confident because of the way they drafted and their ability to deal with the TA, which has worked out. TA does do a lot of damage, but they're also killing TA in every fight. So, a bit of a trade there. And it looks like some action over here. I believe he did hook in, but wasn't able to secure it because CM has a Force Staff. So it looks like that with that Force Staff pickup, pretty much Clockwork is neutralized. Clockwork didn't go for Force Staff himself. Usually you'll see Clockwork's do early Force Staff builds to go and chase after. To chase after like defensive Force Staff usage. Because otherwise you have to sit and hack through one of your cogs, and that amount of time probably means that they're not in battery soul range anymore, which means you just missed out on your kill. And ooh, a bit of a green fight coming out here. Okay, looks like it will be a Hood next. This Hood could actually be very bad
Dire's
for.
bottom tower
I don't think
is
they have
under
no
attack.
mech, they have no pipe. Okay, they'll have mech. They have mech now.
Dire's bottom
It's just
tower
finished on
has
Dazzle.
fallen.
But still, it's good. No, like, that's a huge amount of magic damage that's going to go down, especially if CM, once she gets Freezing Field online. Okay, she does have it now. Maybe because CM doesn't actually have enough mana to like use all of her skills like more than once. If you do level Freezing Field, so that could have been the reason, but I still think it's a huge ult if you can get it down in fights. And I'm not a huge fan of leveling up this Arcane Aura. I guess Undying and Lina make really good use of it, but Spectre and Phoenix do not. And both Undying and Lina went for Arcanes, so I don't think that was a good investment on the Crystal Maiden skill points. So okay, so Assange and Yasha will be picked up because Bristleback did a lot of work in that fight. Like, finally came to a fight. Fight went very decisively for Radiant. Now he has his next item, which is an SNY, which makes him much more. Because usually, like, you know, Bristleback without SNY, he's tanky, has a Vanguard, kind of slow, kite it easily, doesn't and then with an SNY, I think it makes him much more scary. And then so that actually also gave the mech to the Dazzle and a Blade Mail for Clockwork. I don't think this is the item. The damage is not burst damage, it's damage distributed over time. So it's like, you guarantee that you'll do like a couple hundred damage. Oh, and a big Echo Slam touches out Phoenix. And so trades Earthshaker Phoenix is a very good trade for Radiant. And another stun? Oh, that was a 2-man stun. Of course he won't go for it. He does hit the 2-man stun, a big Freezing Field, and it looks like that is going to be close to a team wipe, except for the Bristleback who didn't show up. And that was an excellent fight, even despite not getting any mileage out of the Phoenix except for initial setup of Fire Spirits. So that's like a lot of great. There was I think 2 really good multiple hero Lina stuns, and then the big Freezing Field. TA tried to like meld defensively, but wasn't able to get her refraction charges back up or the blink cooldown off to TP out, and oh, this is blocking the graph. But I believe that, okay, so it wasn't too big of a swing, but I think it definitely gives like map control, it gives tempo control back to Dire, all at the cost of 1 Phoenix. And I guess Bristleback is still like free farming, but free farm Bristleback, not very scary in my opinion. And where is the rest of his SNY? This has been sitting on the courier for a long time. He's farmed up an additional 800 gold. Maybe he's like too scared to fly the courier all the way over, which is probably a legitimate concern. We shall see. Okay, the choice for Spectre was Diffusal Blade. I believe Diffusal Blade gives you another damage instance, but at this point I don't think our problem here is killing TA's defensive refraction charges, especially when like every single hero does a decent job of killing them, of tearing through them. So it will give them more damage, gives them another slow. Also gives them, I think, maybe the best part of this pickup is a way to kite Bristleback. Just Diffusal on Bristleback, or TA even. TA's range is not very high, even with max side blades. And so that could prove to be pretty punishing. And so TA actually picked up, I believe, this Crystallis after that one fight, the fight that Radiant went down at the tier 2, and then picked up a Crystallis for that, but after this, like, the next few minutes realized that BKB was sorely needed. And looks like they are pointing in for this contest. There's no Echo Slam, there is Blink Dagger on Earthshaker, but I don't think they're actually going to catch anyone with this. But they will discourage them from pushing over the tower. So that was good. I don't believe an objective was taken by Radiant in spite of winning that fight. But this does, this buys more time for Spectre to get fat. Even though Spectre's not, Spectre's itemizing for fighting right now and not for like beefing up for late game. I would like to see Spectre take this illusion rune and then go farm neutral camps with it, like a Naga. Okay, so that is what Spectre is doing, I believe. Hopefully. So, time to get a little bit more CS, but still, Spectre, like, not known to be a really good farmer. Still well ahead of Bristleback, 30 CS ahead of Bristleback. It's like a 25% CS lead. And, I guess Phoenix is still struggling a little bit in terms of net worth. Although Phoenix has done some really good plays, I think a couple of good supernovas and like good fire spirits usage have made fights much more go much more smoothly for Dire. But I don't think that a lot of that mileage are things you could have gotten out of like an offlane Phoenix or a support Phoenix even. I guess the Phoenix does have a few more levels, but honestly, like if you're maybe offlane Phoenix, then you go like 1-4-4 build, and those three lost points in Icarus dive don't really matter. You're not really finding any turrets. There's a Yules up on Lena now, so and a missed hook shot, and it looks like okay, there is an egg, and fire spirits are on everyone, so they're gonna have to back up. They can't like so a little bit of indecision, but they are backing out of this fight, or they're trying to disengage. Egg Slam does go down on nothing, I believe, and so Clockwork gets picked off from overextending it. Doesn't back up, but TA is just dishing it out over here. But looks like get the Yules off, and she gets the okay, that's a dead TA. And so that fight was a good turnaround. I think a bit of an overextension. Clockwork got a little bit too far out in front and got picked off by I guess they closed the noose on them, and then the two supports were far behind. And I think Earthshaker's blink got disabled by Tombstone zombies, and that made him Echo Slam nothing. Which is unfortunate. So they also do defend the stack. I think also Radiant could have just seen the stack, killed the stack, and then stop. This might be a slow Roche, but if they can get this would be very big. There's also one Roche on the Spectre is gonna be very scary because killing the Spectre twice is gonna be pretty difficult. Although, like especially with how fast this TA is dying in fights, like I don't anticipate this TA surviving long enough to kill the Spectre on her second life. And then this also, more importantly, denies the Aegis to the TA, because TA really needs 2 lives or this BKB to really have the meat and the tankiness to get through these fights. Although she did get a lot of good damage done when she was firing away up here, but it also just wasn't enough. So I think that's the cost of going casual Crystallis into hopefully BKB is you have there's this window right now that's basically been since she picked up Blink, where she hasn't got another, and okay, this is a dead Bristleback. I don't like, this is not a good use of gold, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. Oh, but this is still tanky Bristleback, and maybe not gonna work out. Lena didn't commit Laguna Blade to that, but I don't think Laguna Blade would have sealed the deal. I think that Yules saved the Bristleback, because she was frostbitten, so that Bristleback wasn't going anywhere. And that 2.5 seconds gave the time for that fissure to come out and for them to reposition a little bit and bail out the Bristleback. In addition to this super tanky Vanguard SNY build. And obviously the Bristleback passive. There's also very little armor. Okay, Plate Mail has been picked up, but they're all pretty low armor heroes. So the Bristleback quills are very scary. Ooh, a nice hook dodge. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but that was. He still does end up falling to as the fissure breaks the. Okay, so Earthshaker did pick up this Catalyst Sage's Mask earlier, but did go back for Arcanes. I think that's probably good. Although he did pick up Blink Dagger before finishing the Arcanes, actually. MTA does finish BKB. Another Force Staff. Force Staffs are very good this game. And then I think the one big thing that's hurting Dire a lot is they are not getting good use out of the Diffusal Blade to kite the TA and kite the Bristleback. Which, Bristleback is just mashing through these heroes. It's so tanky, and then, ooh, no, doesn't catch the Sam out. Yeah, I think failing to kite the Bristleback is gonna hurt, because if that Bristleback gets up into anyone's face other than Spectres, that's gonna hurt a lot. Okay, but there is this Solar Crest pickup. This Solar Crest, I think, is gonna be it's gonna make killing people so hard. There's no MKBs picked up. The armor is great against TA. Whoever TA goes on, bam, Solar Crest. TA's probably not gonna be able to finish him off. TA doesn't have the snowball momentum to one-shot heroes, so you will get that Solar Crest off before the second TA hit lands, and which maybe you could even say them. Solar Crest is, how much armor does Solar Crest do? Gives 10 armor, okay, and 30% miss chance. So against a TA who doesn't attack very quickly and our attacks are very important, missing one of those first 3 attacks is gonna save someone's life. And the +10 armor basically negates meld strike. It's like a stat coming out for TA. So TA will go back and finish that Daedalus probably. The next fight I think is very important because this BKB means that TA will be able to go ham. Is like basically nothing that goes through BKB. The only thing is the stun from Phoenix Egg, but BKB will allow TA to remove Fire Spirits from her. And maybe, I'm not sure if she has the attacks to kill through it. Okay, Phoenix isn't 16 yet, but once he does get 16, I don't even think BKB TA will have enough time to kill the egg. It's actually kind of funny because TA has refraction fighters, and Phoenix Egg has like attack charges. So like they're both trying to deal enough instances. I'm sorry, that was a terrible comparison.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just looking around here. So the Blade Mail did get finished. I did talk about this briefly that I don't like this at all. I think he needs a 4-staff. There's like no good use for this Blade Mail. Like you'll deal like a couple hundred damage to Phoenix, a couple hundred damage to Spectre. Although like so the damage that you take from Spectre, so it's Blade Mail gets reflected back to Spectre and then reduced again by Spectre's dispersion and dispersed back at you. So I think Blade Mail is very bad against Spectre because like the whole point of Spectre is that she's really good at outlasting you in a fight. So but maybe next item is a drum. I think drum would have been a better pickup than Blade Mail. I'm not really sure what this drum does for them though. I think drum would have been nice if they could have grouped up with the bristleback and push, like drum on bristleback and then just gone for towers. The deep push, like I'm not sure it was really there, but I think maybe they are. They do have confidence in their late game. Bristleback late game is decent. TA late game is also decent, but I'd say TA like doesn't scale extremely well, but she does like because she is a snowball hero. She is like, as you can see by the net worth, really far ahead of the other heroes, so it'll make her relevant for longer. But still, Spectre, scary hero. And apparently this icon is telling me that people can't actually hear me in game, which is sad. But I thought I'd turn open mic on, but I don't know. My reborn mic settings have been like all sorts of weird these days. So I don't really know what's up with that. But I believe I can still hear myself on stream. Let me just check. Yeah, okay. So stream audio is working. It's just I believe if you're spectating in game, you can actually hear me. And smoke gets broken, and it looks like they will maybe blink forward and fissure. Okay, catch one. Oh, big Echo Slam follow up, but CM ult going down and like defensive Yule, so straight. Oh, okay, but this egg is gonna go. Focus the egg. All right, egg does go down, but still Spectre just cleaning up. I think Spectre needs to hold and kill this TA, but okay, well he can just. Oh, okay, he got another refraction blinked out. So I would say I'm pretty bad at high casting fights, but 4-4 trade, we will see. And favors Radiant slightly, but I would argue that Dire comes off better for this because they stay alive longer. Spectre kind of owned everyone, including the TA. Like they demonstrated that you're having a really hard time killing Spectre. And once I expect Spectre's next item to be Octarine or Heart, and then that'll be incredibly difficult to kill. I think TA needs to get MKB now. I think I would have liked to see. So I think TA needed to get BKB instead of that Casual Chrysalis, because getting Casual Chrysalis committed her to getting this Daedalus, but now she needs MKB. So for the Solar Crest, although I'm not sure if Solar Crest was like used really advantageously or not. So. But I think, like, for example, if you got Demon Edge first, that gives you a little bit more freedom with not committing, and it costs about the same amount as a Chrysalis, although it has a heavier build-up. So, I guess, ups and downs. And I'm not actually sure the DPS numbers that a Chrysalis provides. I know Daedalus is like a 35% DPS increase, but I think Chrysalis is sort of, maybe I can do some rough math. Okay, they do know she's here. There's also been very little detection deployed. And so they are going to get over. Oh, okay. I think TA is dead. TA is very dead. That's not good. She does have buyback. but probably gonna see one of the, probably like the second or the third push from Dire. I think they are pretty far ahead now, and no TP for this Dazzle, so it means he will probably go down to the Spectre. Oh, Spectre just got scared, I guess. Spectre got cold feet and decided to just take the Banner instead. I think Haunt right now. Haunt. Okay, well, not happening, but Haunt would have. So Haunt also would have told Spectre whether or not it was safe to go in.
Is under attack.
But that's too bad. We'll choose to go back and farm instead. And it looks like they will take this bot tier 2. I don't anticipate Radiant defending even if they do have Echo Slam. I just don't think they have the damage after that initial hook Echo Slam. There's a BKB now on Bristleback actually. So again, like Bristleback makes the entire Dire team so useless. So,
Radiant's bottom tower is under
but it
attack.
makes the BKB charges very precious. So TA only used one. They're gonna have to be very judicious with their BKB usages. Okay, this is Sam's going down. Glimmer Cave, and no, that's not gonna work. That was a decent try. And they will flush. Ooh. But Dire might discover that Roche has respawn. And they might go for this. Although Spectre's not here.
Who turned up the heat?
I don't think they looked. Spectre's sitting on 3,500. Hopefully, I think if they're whatever you're picking up, you can probably get a piece of it. And you should right now, because Spectre really needs stats. So the drum is finished, and a cloak picked up afterwards. This is probably going to turn into a Glimmer Cape. Which is probably going to punish the lack of detection that Dire has had for most of this game. And then it's like Dazzle, not a lot of progression. Probably gonna get Guardian Greaves next. Maybe a Medallion or Solar Crest. But he's pretty poor, so I wouldn't really expect too much. And then looks like Force Staff will be happening soon. This is gonna be like Battle of the Force Staffs. What a good item. And then looks like Phoenix is going into Shiva's, but I believe he's one part away from it. Yeah, he still needs the recipe. It's another 400 gold. It's still pretty close. And it looks like the choice is Butterfly. Okay, it's a decent choice. I think Spectre's doesn't seem to be at a threat of dying. It's very just like tanking it up pretty well, outlasting with the other heroes in these fights. So wants a little bit more in the DPS department. There's no BKB yet from TA, although I believe it is her next item. And so could maybe have a small window where you have Butterfly, TA has no BKB, and you'll be able to win some fights, force them lower some BKB charges. Because I believe once Bristleback and TA are down to 5-second BKB charges, and TA is like 5-slotted or 6-slotted, I think that's checkmate for Dire, Radiant, both teams. And it's just a matter of holding off until then. So this is a very aggressive dive in and a supernova, but I think they can just walk away from this. Oh, a Spectre Haunt will chase. This is maybe overextending a little bit, but okay, that Spectre Haunt is just devastating. That's an enormous amount of damage. Dazzle not managing to get any spells off other than a defensive weave. And so TA going through does. Oh, that was actually a sick Manta usage to dodge one of the TA's attacks. And TA will kill the Spectre even with that one extra hit. TP out, TP out, TP out. Okay, he didn't TP out, he would have survived though. And okay, so that fight went very well for. Where's my fight recap? Alright, apparently I waited too long. But I'd say it started off decently. These fights are really chaotic. I think that Supernova went off way too early. They didn't really get a lot of leverage out of it, and Phoenix didn't also get the first set of Icarus Dive and Fire Spirits DOTs off. So you basically only had like half of Phoenix's potential damage output, well, even less than half, because Supernova got mostly dodged. So will he go for the? Okay, big plays from Siam, but will he get lucky? He did not get lucky. Only hit with 2 shards, I believe. It's not enough, but he will get the deny. So that's cool for Dire. And then
Dire's middle tower has
so that fight did go. So Tia does have NKB now. So Spectre's window where this Butterfly would have been useful is actually like completely gone, which is why I don't think that was the right choice. Especially because you could have known his Daedalus timing, and based on like his Daedalus timing, like how he'd been performing, his next item, which you knew was going to be an MKB, was probably coming out somewhat much quicker. and so you're stuck with this Eagle Song that you can turn in Earth Blade. But actually, Earth Blade on Spectre would probably not be that bad, but also probably not the item for this game. Yeah, he will finish. It's still good against Bristleback. Bristleback is going AC next, won't have MKB for another probably 10 minutes at least. But TA is still showing that he can dish out and man-fight the Spectre, even with the Manta Delusions. I believe what also happened there is that TA was extremely low, melded, and there wasn't detection for Spectre to finish the TA off, which is unfortunate. So, missed opportunities, and looks like this will be a Roche. I don't think Dire knows. It's gonna be free Roche for Radiant, and Aegis for TA, and this is go time now. It's like, I believe this is a Rags push, and I think that they should be able to take it. Roche and the Rags. What's he gonna drop for this? Drops the BKB. I probably would have just dropped my boots, but I don't know. Or maybe just given the Aegis to Bristleback or something. Because if you give Aegis to Bristleback, or Aegis on TA also allows you to, this is allow one person just to go hit the racks. Bristleback is a little bit tankier than TA is, so that might have been better, but I don't know, because I feel that dropping an item for Aegis is only good if that item is of less value than an Aegis, and a 9-second BKB is extremely valuable. But I also think that you could have dropped the MKB, because Spectre doesn't have Butterfly finished yet. So, although actually he's closing in on it right now. So the MKB is only good against the Solar Crest, and Solar Crest is only going to be used once in a fight, maybe twice if the fight goes long enough. But these fights have been like 10 seconds of like absolute clusterfuck, and then the fight's over. So I don't know, we'll see. And I just want to check something over on my other computer. Okay, so we are back to the game, and so I believe Spectre is 100 gold. Okay, I'll have it shortly. So we'll have Butterfly. Also makes your illusions a lot scarier. They attack a lot faster. That also kills refraction charges quicker. But again, TA refraction charge is not really the big deal here. And Guardian agrees. I'm not sure how long this was finished for. The Shivas did finish. And okay, looks like an initiation onto an defensive tombstone, but this is gonna get pounded down by Bristleback very quickly. And there goes Zombie House, and another supernova use. Oh, it looks like so Red Trigger's gonna go down here before the fight like really even has a chance to do anything. And looks like Bristleback is stuck out here. Can we get some Spectre Defusal Blade usage? And Clockwork getting picked off by the Spectre. He's Spectre right now. Okay, stuck over here. He's chasing around this Bristleback. And okay, needs to drop another stun down here. And he will, misses the stun. TA successfully blinks out. And then it looks like, I think Radiant was looking to re-engage on this. Needs another he needs to use this fucking Defusal Blade. I apologize for the language, but I mean, I thought this Defusal Blade was a decent pickup, only because of the utility of the Defusal Blade for kiting these heroes. But it's not working out at all. And okay, TA does go down again. And that was, okay, well that's totally irrelevant. And so, yeah, in favor of Dire. And I think that was like the fight that Radiant really needed to win. Because now the game is hard. Spectre didn't even have, like, he had the money for this, he had it purchased, it was on the courier. And it didn't actually make it to his inventory. It wouldn't have mattered against TA, but he spent a lot of time fighting other people. And, like, this is even harder. Like, once he picks up his HP item, because he's still pretty low HP right now. This is gonna be a very scary Spectre. Like, I don't think they have a way to kill this Spectre, unless they focus him. But they have really good anti-focus, like Tombstones is a target you have to focus. You have to focus Egg for the supernova, because you know that Spectre's gonna take more than 6 seconds to kill. So, I'd say this is very difficult now. They do have everything up still. Echo Slam, they have another hook shot. Okay, so they did pick up a pipe. That's a good pickup. And this courier is in super danger zone. I could have Echo Slammed, but TA is not up yet, so they're really, really scared to fight without TA for good reason, because TA is like by far and away the most farm hero in this game. Actually, Spectre is almost caught up, so perhaps not. TA will not buy back. I think that's the fine call. They're doing a really good job of stalling this out. I think this tombstone was placed too far back. This tombstone needed to be out here, or like here, or even like up here to prevent. Like these zombies are just spawning too far back. And TA's gonna be up now, so is she gonna TP into this fight? She does require BKB, and they do not have what it takes to kill this tombstone. This is disastrous for, oh my god. That was a huge mistake trying to focus that egg when everyone had spirits on them. And Phoenix second life. They will try to re-engage. Okay, the BKB. Bristleback trying to go ham. It looks like he will succeed in mashing down someone, maybe not. And man fight from the Spectre against the TA. And I think TA was winning that man fight and then backed out. And that's actually going to cost TA. I think maybe that was Spectre was like 1 or 2 hits from death. And those quills are really stacking up though. And I believe this is gonna go, the Phoenix is gonna go down right here. And so this fight does get salvaged, 4-for-2 trade. Although, actually, if Bristleback goes down, this is like all for naught. Okay, doesn't actually make it. And Bristleback does a great job cleaning up with that new AC. That new AC really helped him like beef through the fight. So, great fight for Radiant. I finally managed to remember to trigger the team fight recap, and okay, so big swings for both teams, and it kind of is still pretty even. I would say Odara does have a big dispute lead, and I think you can see this in the levels of the supports are huge. There's level 20 CM, level 19 Lina compared to level 17,000, level 15 Earthshaker. I think maybe that comes down to like how farm's been distributed a little bit. Like Phoenix is really, like for example, Phoenix is really far behind the TA, so, but that like farm got traded for a farm of the supports, I guess, because Phoenix doesn't really farm very well. And it looks like they're gonna knock on the front door over here and push over this tier 3. I think they will try to chip with the Rags. I don't think they'll do damage for it. Okay, they are gonna just run away. That is the correct call. Don't want to lose anything, because I think dropping anyone at this point would be bad. Everyone does have buyback still though. So, except for the TA. TA bought another item. Travels, okay. I think the TA might want to invest in lifesteal at this point, because there's a Shiva's on Phoenix, who is your one big target. The Spectre, even though so Spectre has 3 agi items, which gives him a lot of armor, 26. So even with Dezo and Meld Strike, that still leaves him at 15 armor, which is like 40% damage reduction or something, which is pretty significant. And I think lifesteal is the call. He needs to sell that Dezo and get a Satanic to be able to sustain through these fights. And then a Sheepstick for Lina. I believe this is new, but this Sheepstick is going to ruin this TA's day forever. Okay, and Dazzle gets solo picked off up here. I was like looking down here still, even just like move the camera. But it's probably not really important. Dazzle will have respawned by the time they get back up. And the game goes on. So I would say that still pretty even-ish game. I think there's a lot of, even though like the kill score is heavily in favor of Dire, which is interesting because they're like the better late game team, but they have really good team fight as well. So maybe they like the strength of their team fight has gotten them a lot of these kills. And though interesting, like for example, there's a lot of like good pickoff heroes like Clockwork and TA, but they didn't succeed in converting a lot of kills with those heroes when it was earlier when it was a lot easier. I think it was when I was taking. And I'm like still okay. This is actually driving me insane. The fact that Spectre has bought this Defusal, has upgraded to Defusal 2, although not that really matters, without using a single Defusal blade charge. I think like not using this Defusal might have cost them 1 fight or 2 fights. But like I honestly don't understand the point of buying this Defusal if you're not gonna use it. Like it just blows my mind.
Invisibility.
It's not a cheap item anymore either. Level 2 Defusal is 4,000 gold. If he didn't have that, or if he sold it right now, he could buy Heart or Octocore or Scotty. I think Scotty's a great choice here. Looks like he's gonna sell TP for Heart. I think Scotty is a better choice than Heart on TA. Okay, well I missed that dunk on CM. So a return haunt, and BKB is gonna end, but I don't think this Hana's gonna accomplish anything. That was actually really bad for Dire. Like Han down, CM down. Her ult is up, and she does not have buyback. So this is high ground. I believe this could cost them racks because the CM ultimate has been a big part of their team fights. I think they just traded that for Echo Slam. So this will be a tenacious defense. Whereas Tombstone needs to go down. A hook shot in on Spectre. Spectre's probably just gonna zip out with Dagger. Dagger's on cooldown, and they're just objective gaming, and they do take that. So Dire really needs to be able to punish this. Like he missed the Shiva's guard on the dive in, so he won't be able to slow them. And looks like a rack's taken, not for free, but only for the Clockwork and the Earthshaker, which is not going to, which is definitely Dire or Radiant is very happy to take that trade. Like, two heroes who are pretty low on net worth, on the net worth counter for a full lane of mid racks. Granted, we're at we've been here almost an hour, not worth that much. And they probably also could have opted for Roche, and it looks like Dire will go and swing in and take Roche. Which I think Roche might be a bigger objective than a lane of racks here, because having Roche on your TA or your Spectre pretty much guarantees that you win the next two fight. Oh, another thing that I was thinking of is up here in this fight, the fact that TA dropped her BKB for. Oh, okay, so Melstag, so TA's going to go ham, Refraction being melted, and it looks like they can't fight this. They have to get out of here. And they do have Lena in a really good position up here though, but Spectre got just manhandled by that TA damage. And this is gonna be free rush. He's gonna stun deny, ouch! Did you just? Oh, okay, so I think Lena coulda with her range, and this is. I don't think this is what they want to have happen, but it looks like TA will go down here, or it might not go down here actually. Looks like TA will be fine, and yeah, well. That was a disaster. And Haunt is up again. Okay, and TA does get taken down. Well played by Phoenix. And okay, and this Haunt will clean them up. Alright, please defusal this. Please defusal. Oh my, defusal this fucking bristleback. Jesus Christ. Alright, well, this is actually just giving. Oh, he's gonna get away too. Like, probably. It's so fast. Like, I don't even understand. I'm gonna have to actually tell someone about, like, I'm not on either team. I'm on a different team. I should be impartial, but this is giving me cancer. The fact that this the Spectre has not used defusal. They used defusal blade once, but I think it was a misclick. Like this is beyond. That's beyond me. But you just picked up by the Bristleback, who also has an MKB, and I don't know. I think she's got okay, Cheese is on the Dazzle, so. They still have both objectives from the Roche fight. They didn't. Dire was not able to secure any objectives after that, so favorable trade, favorable outcome for Radiant. And still, game goes on. Spectre needs to get fatter. Looks like it's gonna be a heart. I think the nice thing about heart that the heart does that Spectre or that Scotty does not is heart lets you re-enter the fight after you get out and reach out a little bit. And then Scotty does not, but Scotty also gives you damage, Scotty gives you attack speed, Scotty gives you the slow that's you need against Bristleback because you're not using your defusal blade. So I don't know. So it looks like we're gonna go on pause here, in case I can get some time to catch up on. Okay, so net worth in favor of Radiant and experience in favor of Dire. Probably, I think part of this is that the levels are maxed out on the cores for Radiant, so TA and Bristleback can't get any more experience than they have, whereas Dire only Spectre's level 25, and then money wise favoring Radiant because they've been winning the last couple of fights pretty well. And then new item looks like Travels 2 are gonna come out for the TA and a Moon Shard. I think the Moon Shard is more important than the Travels 2. Because if you buy the Moon Shard now, you want to buy back. But, oh well. I'm sure 60 minutes of the game, creep waves are pretty big. You'll be able to, TA can like one-shot creep waves, so it's not a big deal. I'm sure it'll be fine. And so it looks like they're going to also have a Solar Crest for Radiant. A 60-minute Solar Crest. Still probably pretty nice. There is no MKBs, although most of the damage is not from physical attacks. Spectre's the only one who actually right clicks. Maybe lean a little bit. I'm not sure what happened to this side of bias, but I don't feel it was used very effectively in last fight. Like, what could have happened is they were standing right here. I believe Lena had vision, so Lena could have just stunned the two, denied the Aegis. I think Cheese was out of range, but you probably could have killed one of them. And that would have been, that was the play to make. But sadly that didn't happen, so too bad. Would have been sick to see. Also, I think Bristleback should sell Vanguard, and Bristleback could probably pick up Moonshard as well. So a little bit of room for growth, even at 60 minutes, probably because I don't know what the GPM is, but probably not very high. 600 for TA and under 500 for everyone else. That's pretty low. And 400 CS, and because I'm not paying attention, because I like spaced out because after that pause, and Undying does get picked off by like, I think that might have been a smoke gank. I'm not sure what this smoke stock looks like for. Oh, this doesn't actually work, but I think it was purchased. And okay, going in. Oh, this is a, that is a bad. That was not the play. Okay, but he's buyback and porting back in on. They didn't manage to kill the Earthshaker, so. And it looks like Tia will go ham and finish off this, the Spectre. Yes? No, maybe? Dispersion does kill the Earthshaker. Okay. And Bristleback up here going pretty ham on the supports, and Spectre needs to have buyback, but Spectre does not have buyback after buying that heart. So that's unfortunate. So this is another lane of frags, I believe. No buyback for him because Phoenix picked up that plate, and this might be game right here, actually. I think, yeah, I believe this is game. They don't have buyback? Yeah, this is a good game. So Radiant taps out, Dire taps out, I guess game well played, and they will go to a game 2. I'm not sure if I'm going to cast the second game because I'm kind of hungry and want to eat dinner because I didn't think this game would take an hour, but okay, well, it's a nice talk. Phoenix did make him miserable, but well, good game, and so it's a 1-0 start. These matches are best, are 2-game series, so there will only be one more game, regardless of how things turn out. My in-game, oh, thank you, Choco. I honestly don't know why the mic wasn't working. Yeah, that confuses me. It was working, I was playing games earlier today, and it was working fine, but I don't know what's going on now. So, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, and I need to set up a passive screen. Let me do that right now. Alright, I think that's it. Okay, I should get an image. Let me find the image that I've been using for everything. What? Where is it? Oh, it's on my desktop, isn't it? You know, I thought about not playing music during this, but you know, fuck it, I want to listen to some music, so yeah, I guess I don't have to play it globally. Let me find. Let's see.
매혹적인 향에 취해 네 생각에 들떠 있어 나 오늘 좀 괜찮은데 특별한 무언가 생길까 기대가 돼 I'm burning for love, love 준비됐어 너 완벽한 상대 달콤한 참내 따분한 삶에 잠시나마 넌 웃음을 주는 담비 같아 넌 맘속 유일한 출구가 돼너 하나로 매일이 새로워져 하나보다 둘이 더 강하잖아 늘 함께 가야만 해 점점점 난 더 너에게 흠뻑 빠져들고 있어 나는 네가 첫눈 덫에 걸려서 너에게서 허우적 깨고 있어 나는 My baby come on closer 넌 나에게 더 취했어 나와 하나가 되기 위해서 너도 절대 놓을 수가 없어 날 계속해서 매혹적인 달빛 아래 네 어깨를 기대고 있어 나 지금 좀 들떴는데 입술 좀 스치면 어떨까 기대를 해 I'm burning for love, love 알고 있니 참 완벽한 순간 취해봐도 넌 조금씩 내게 녹아들어 날 네 안에 두고 꿈꾸게 해 네가 촉촉히 젖어드는 네가 천천히 스며드는 이 느낌은 너에게 원하는 나만의 비밀이야 우리 둘을 비추는 순간순간 you making me high 이제 떨게 빠지는 우리 둘 사이 내게 헤어나올 수가 없는 너는 you're mine 넌 맘속 유일한 출구가 돼너 하나로 매일이 새로워져 하나보다 둘이 더 강하잖아 늘 함께 가야만 해너 없던 지난 시간 난 늘 의미 없이 날려버린 날 혼자선 더는 갈 수 없어 No way, no way, no way Okay 넌 길었던 어둠 속 등불이 돼넌 서서히 내 맘속 불꽃이 돼 서로를 더 특별히 만들잖아 늘 함께 가야만 해넌 맘속 유일한 출구가 돼너 하나로 매일이 새로워져 하나보다 둘이 더 강하잖아 늘 함께 가야만 해 If it's like the word has, turn his back on her. But she doesn't want to let it go. And it's me. 난 웃는 법을 아는데 쓸 데가 없어요. 난 전화번호 많은데 그 사람이 없어요. 난 친구들은 있는데 힘이 들어요. 마음이 아파요. 너무 멍청해서 숨기 바쁘고 숨다가 이렇게 시간이 가면 난 아니라고 말하고 싶어. 수많은 사람들의 휩싸여 웃고 있어요. 내가 아니고 누군지 모르겠어요. 마음이 너무 아파요. 이 슬픔을 표현하기엔 내가 아는 단어들로는 부족하네요. 난 아빠가 너무 보고픈데 볼 수가 없어요. 마음이 아픈데 표현할 수 없어요. 나는 있는데 누군지 정말 모르겠어요. 마음이 아파요. 너무 멍청해서 숨기 바쁘고 숨다가 숨이 막혀오면 멈출 줄 몰라. 한 걸음 물러나니 혹시나 이렇게 시간이 가면 난 아니라고 말하고 싶어. 아무도 모르게 아무도 모르는 곳에서 아무도 모르고 아무도 모르면서 아무도 모른 채 살고 싶어. 내가 뭘 잘못했니?
Alright, well, I think we're back for game 2. About to start. I managed to grab a can of mandarin oranges that I am eating through because I still haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm so hungry, but I didn't actually have time to cook me something, so I'll have to wait. So, and here we go for game number 2. What? Alright, so this is also upsetting me, is that for some reason, I have this Warlock loading screen, and I actually despise this loading screen. This thing probably isn't working correctly for, I don't even know where anything is anymore. Armor, any global items. Loading screens.
Dire team ban.
Oh, I have to add everything to shuffle. Probably gonna see similar bands coming out, except Lash, Gyro, Bounty Hunter. Probably. I think
10
that's
seconds remaining.
pretty standard. I'm gonna just finish eating.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm just hoping the draft goes by quickly so I can get in the game and I can eat
Radiant
sooner
team ban.
for me. I'm also been feeling a little bit
Team
sick,
ban.
so I guess this is an okay thing to do. I'm just at home sick all day. Sad panda
Radiant
me.
team ban.
I should also send that email that
Dire team pick.
what's today's here. Oh, okay. So
Radiant
they first banned
team pick.
Lena AM again. Responded with Lesh Naga Siren, and that lets Gyro through for a first pick for the Dire team now. Trying to get the see myself. So probably gonna see maybe them pick up maybe like ES and Lena again. I think Lena worked out decently for them last game, aside from that really weird Max Light
10
Strike build.
seconds remaining.
But I expect to see something similar. Earth Striker and
Radiant team pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Looks like they're chewing through a lot of reserve time to get through this. Okay, they do pick up Dazzle. That's fine. Decent.
Dire team pick.
Alright, so that is set. Nice. We are live. And probably FPS went to like 0 because I was tapped out. But whatever. And it looks like all my mandarin oranges are gone, so I will have to pay attention now instead of eating. What a disaster. Alright, so then picked up Dazzling. That's fun. Dazzle. I don't think Dazzle really made a big difference last game. Missed a lot of graves in my opinion. Could have changed the outcome of the game. Had some really good defensive weaves though. I think some defensive weaves held them in the fights, but armor wasn't really a big deal
Reserve
because
time.
the other team didn't really do that much physical damage, so it's mostly the Radiant team DPSing through them. So I think this might be. Oh, Lena got first ban. I'm actually an idiot,
Dire
and Bounty
team
Hunter will get
ban.
taken up. So I would have rather ban Bounty Hunter than Storm or Naga Siren. I think
Radiant
Bounty Hunter's
team
way more
ban.
annoying. I don't think that many people play support Naga Siren very well.
Dire team ban.
And alright, they will talk about banning Clockwork. Not really. Bloodseeker. I think this is pretty
Radiant
similar
team
from last
ban.
game. I don't actually remember the bans. And a Zeus ban. That's unorthodox.
Radiant team pick.
Maybe that was a misclick. I can't possibly. They might be thinking of picking up techies here, like a Tusk techies. That's the only reason I could think you'd ban Zeus. Otherwise, it would have to be a misclick. But we will see. Maybe they have something prepared that Zeus is really good against. Maybe they're gonna like do some push strat, but Gyro's already a scary, and Bounty are scary hero just to push into.
10 seconds
So
remaining.
we'll see where this goes.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Again, taking a good amount of time. Okay, a bad
Dire team pick.
This is a really so these are 3 defensive heroes. Although Earthstrike will be going off lane. Dazzle and Abaddon, very defensive supports. So last game they did draft for Protect 1. Maybe they're gonna go. It looks like they're probably gonna go through for a similar play in this game. I don't think Spectre is the pickup. I would have liked to see a Blade Mail here. I think Blade Mail,
10
like a Clockwork,
seconds
does
remaining.
really well against Gyrocopter. Really
5
punishes
seconds
that
remaining.
Rocket Barrage spam before he has BKB, and punishes the pretty common like Sanjin Yasha before BKB build. That is pretty
Radiant
common.
team pick.
So Ember Spirit, that's gonna be mid, and yeah, looks like so. I would say currently, I think I definitely like the Dire draft a bit better. I don't like Abaddon right now. I don't think Hero is very good. Is useless in
10
lane.
seconds
Good
remaining.
defensively. Okay, there's gonna be another 4 protect 1 around
Dire
PA.
team pick.
PA is pretty good against Ember Spirit. Okay against Gyro. Before PA has BKB though, it's just gonna melt her Rocket Barrage. Because Gyro does a lot of spell damage. That's gonna make PA very sad until she gets BKB. Also, PA is a melee hero, and if you blink into cooldown slow goes through BKB, so you blink into the cooldown, and you maybe get a couple of hits off, but that Gyro is still going to walk away, because
10 seconds
that cooldown
remaining.
slow is just so annoying.
5 seconds remaining.
But still, PA, good hero against Ember Spirit, does a lot of physical damage that Ember Spirit doesn't like very much.
Reserve time.
And then, although Ember Spirit has also kill potential on PA, but PA can also blink away. If her team helps her out again a bit. I think Ember Spirit's gonna have a hard time killing Abaddon. Like Abaddon just takes people's chains off really easily. And can remove track. I think removal of track was probably why Abaddon was picked. But again, If Aphotic Shield costs 110 mana, Track costs 50 or something. So, and it has a shorter cooldown. Track has a shorter cooldown.
Witch Doctor.
Okay, Witch Doctor picked up. So
Radiant team ban.
this actually might turn into an offlane bounty hunter. Not definitive yet, but an offlane bounty hunter is going to get away with a hell of a lot against a Dazzle Abaddon support duo. Although I guess it could be offlane Abaddon and support Shaker. But I have a feeling it's not how it's going to work out. I think offlane Shaker is much better. And ban Space Cow? Okay.
Radiant team pick.
And ban TA. Alright. So I think both reasonable. And okay, they picked up a core. This is a mid
Dire
silencer
team pick.
against Ember Spirit. I think silencer beats the shit out of Ember mid. Orb walking with Glaze, like, oh my god, it's so brutal. Silencer has really high base damage. Orbs or Glaze, the Glaive orb does pure damage. Ember has 0 armor, and he takes a lot of. He can't stand in lane against a silencer. Although I guess he has
10
silencer
seconds
doesn't do very
remaining.
much magic damage. And he can't take away flame guard. So on the
5
flip
seconds
side, you
remaining.
could get kill potential, but Ember Spirit's not going to farm against silencer at all.
Reserve time.
Let's see. And silencer is like not very good. Silencer's pretty useless against Gyro, to be honest. And then it's good for canceling Witch Doctor ult as well. So, okay, good pick. I think it's interesting that both games, so A7 is Radiant, by the way, on the bottom. Both games, A7 has chosen to hold last pick. Also, I believe their drafter is their mid player, has chosen to hold last pick to counterpick the other team's mid. Last case was Phoenix against TA, and in this case is Silencer against Ember Spirit. And so they would respond with a offlane Darkseer. Again, offlane Darkseer going to get so much farm and experience against this really weak support duo. And I think offlane Shaker is going to have a much harder time against Witch Doctor. And although this is just a lone Witch Doctor, and if he does get to Soul Ring and Tranquils, Earthstriker will be able to be very annoying with Fitter Spam against Gyro because it does a lot of damage, and you're going to force Gyro out of lane.
10 seconds remaining.
Gyro's going to be very sad. Alright, well I have a warning on
5
mine actually,
seconds
so let me
remaining.
see and make sure everything's looking okay. Alright, looks like the stream is not okay, so I might take it down and put it back up again. There's a lot of drop frames.
Prepare for battle.
Well, looks like things might be smoothing out again. Trying to tell. Alright, things look to be smooth again. So, okay, so gonna kick it off with introducing the teams. So we have the mid silencer played by Fob, the hard carry PA played by ZYF. I don't remember who's who, but this looks like to be an offline Abaddon played by Neela, and then support Dazzle and Earthshaker played by Guguz and GGG. And then we have offline Darkseer played by Robo Cicero, mid Araragi, Ember Spirit, looks like get a little bit of pooled regen, gonna need it against that silencer. Zam on the carry Gyro, and Witch Doctor with a level 1 Maledict by Punk Sinner. That's not normal, and looks like a bit of action. They fissured him away, and hasn't leveled up a skill yet. Ooh, that slow is gonna maybe give them first blood. That last blade will give them first blood, so another good start. Last game they also had a good start. So, okay, I'm still getting this warning. Let me see what I can do on my side to try to get that high encoding. It's dropping a lot of frames, what's happening. So hopefully we can get that to go away. Oh, maybe also minimizing OBS will help. Okay, that might help. I'm looking at it on the other screen, maybe it'll... Oh, so this Bounty Hunter I think is going to be the good equalizing factor against this, to deter this. Although he can start with an Orb of Venom, it's in his stash, and it's going to come out to him on the courier right now. But still, would have been nice to have that at level 1. Although it looks like he bought everything, so it's pretty hard support. And Looks like some nice zoning coming out from Witch Doctor, keeping Abaddon at level 1. That's gonna be very important, and lane control will have to be held up by this. And PA's gonna be forced to dagger farm because it looks like his supports have mostly abandoned him. Red Trigger is camping mid to prevent that kill coming out from Bounty Hunter, and Dazzle's kind of just wandering around. And so I think this is definitely a better offlane trade for. Oh my god, is this courier gonna go down? Okay, he could have eaten this tree and killed the courier, but that's gonna be too bad. And it looks like no harm, no foul. That would have been a big play, because this would have made Ember Spirit's life extremely difficult, because he wouldn't have had his bottle for 3 minutes. Which would have been made mid already harder than it already would have been, because Silence, not much CS posted up yet, but I do expect the CS to
You
favor.
almost had that too.
I'm just checking out stream quality. I think I might have to change the settings a bit. Maybe I should go back down to 30 FPS. I don't think I was having issues earlier. It looked pretty smooth. And a ping coming out, maybe on the courier, or the bounty to the courier side. And again, Ember Spirit. This is hard. Like, I've played this lane before. This lane is one of the least fun mid matchups in the world. Embers, like Embers is a lot of heroes, isn't fun to start with, but this is one of the least fun. So it looks like he's gonna hope for some help, more help from Bounty Hunter, and make this lane livable.
Double damage.
And I don't know. It looks like my shield is down, possibly. And okay, and Flame Guard on. He needs to hit this. What is he doing? He just needs to attack this Ember Spirit. Like, he could have killed that Ember. Like, that's 3 glaze, and Ember is dead. I don't know what he, like, if he just kills Ember, like, he stops taking damage. I think that was a big misplay from Silencer. Like, that would have just made mid over already. So that's unfortunate. And okay, another fissure block, but on the wrong side, so it wasn't able to kill Bounty Hunter. So a couple of mistakes costing 2 kills. So probably not the way, not the best start for things. That's unfortunate. Alright, I might restart the stream. I don't know, it looks smooth again, but I thought it was stream on the first match, but I guess maybe opening and closing Chrome a bunch and made my computer very unhappy at me. So it looks like he will crow. Yeah. Oh, I think he should have crowed right here. Oh, okay, never mind. Respawning soon, but I think 1 crow before this would have been nice. But Ember Spirit's back, full HP and mana, 2 levels behind the Silencer. So again, this mid matchup just proving, like, this counter pick mid matchup proving to be very advantageous. And let's see, Abaddon's getting a couple levels here, so more than I might have thought. Not as much as this Darkseer. Darkseer is off to a great start. And the Dazzle, unlike the last game, has chosen to actually get a point of Poison Touch, but the Dazzle last game had not, just opting for a straight heal Grave, which I think is actually the better build. You're not really going to scare anyone out of lane with Poison Touch, especially not level 1 Poison Touch, and you're not going to get levels really hard support Dazzle. So maybe a little bit of trading going on here. Farm going the way of Silencer pretty heavily. So Silencer off to the races here, followed up by Gyro and PA. Although I believe that PA should be able to get close to perfect CS because Dagger Farm is so good. Oh, okay, this is bad. Ion Shelled, like, poked. Okay, I think PA's goes down here. Yeah, he's dead. And supports are nowhere to be found. One looks like he was dewarding the bot rune, and I think that's really unfortunate. Also, a TP probably would have saved him, and will he fall? No. 9 HP for that Darkseer. Very close call, but still, like, decent execution, takes down the... Wait, PA didn't die. Okay, well that's on me, because I assumed PA was dead. But I think maybe he took an extra... Or like, maybe Darkseer missed one of the Tai Chi punches to finish him off. Well, that's unfortunate. So I guess that was kind of a wash, because PA had to go home, and I believe Darkseer just salved up. So that was definitely better for Dire, but not what they wanted. They wanted to actually go... Oh, and this is a dead Ember Spirit. That was not the correct response to go for the chains. Wait, that. I don't know, I think it was dead either way. But That's too bad. He doesn't have his bottle now. But still, this is a very difficult lane, and I'm not really sure how you come back into this, and it's definitely not going back mid against. I think they might just need to put Bounty Hunter here to soak up the experience, and then let Ember go farm jungle stacks, but there are no stacks in the jungle for him right now. So, that is too bad. Ember is going to have a very slow road to recovery. This is a hero who does not farm very quickly, especially without that many levels of Flame Guard. And let's see, Abaddon's gonna do a bit of manning up over here. I think Abaddon's actually a decent laner against Gyro. Soaks up a lot of the damage from Rocket Barrage, and someone could go down here again with this Invis rune. If he gets another fissure, he needs to man up here. Like, he just needs to throw these glaives out. Like, an Ember Spirit cannot fight this. This is too much damage from, 2 uphill misses. That's harsh. But looks like he will get the Bounty Hunter, so that's good enough. More stolen. Looks like he's gonna have your brains. Is that Bounty Hunter's second death mid? No. First, okay. I don't know how he has 3 stacks. Oh, the first one was down here, the first blood. Okay. And, just ping out his casual drop and null tally. I don't like this build from PA, this Phantom Strike and a no blur. So, I also don't like PA as a super hard carry. I think she's a weak, really hard carry. Because she gets kited really easily. Like, for example, this Gyro ult's just gonna make it impossible for her to jump on people. And then she gets kited easy, bad against Force Staffs, bad against Ghost Scepters. I guess you have to jump in, you BKB Abyssal, and you kill one target. This game it's either the Gyro or the Ember, and if he just mans up, Ember is dead again. Come on, 1, 2, 3, Ember's dead. Yeah. Like, Ember cannot go back into this lane. This lane is very lost. They just need to have Bounty over here, leeching experience, stack the Ancient for Ember, or stack the jungle for Ember, so Ember can try to catch up a little bit. Ember also doesn't flash farm. He has to use Flame Guard to slowly kill creeps, and he'll take a lot of damage in the process. So this is a very, very bad start. And this is also dead Gyro. So 5-0 start for A-7. This is like off to the races for them. And I've TP top for bounties. This is not working out. And another kill from a rotation from the silencer that I missed. So aside from this, like, really, really fucking questionable build from PA, things are going really well. So my point on PA. So PA's Blur is one of like the best mid-game fighting skills in the game because it takes advantage of the time when you do a lot of damage and when they don't have MKBs, because like 50% miss chance is like absurdly you can't hit PA. It's actually so annoying. And taking PA late game means that like one of her skills is totally useless because the other guys will have BKBs, and PA is a very squishy hero. So I think that's and so like I go 4-1-4 because that takes an advantage. It maximizes the window where Blur can be useful. I would like to see Ember go for this kill. This is what Ember needs to get back into this game. 2 bottle sips. Oh, it gets disrupted by the. I would just man up and start chunking at him. Shield. Oh my goodness, this is not what you wanted to happen. And I think Witch Doctor will go down here too. Another fissure block, and that is a dead Witch Doctor. You should space out to prevent the cast or whatever. Oh, the cast goes on cooldown. Cast goes a really long cooldown. And this is okay, and it looks like PA went down solo to the Darkseer, which I don't know. This is really weird. Like, PA should just stand back and dagger farm. That's all you can do because your support stitched you. But like the supports are making things happen elsewhere. Like these 2 fissures got them 2 kills on the Ember and the Bounty and the other guy. And damn, that's another death for Ember Spirit. That's 4 deaths for Ember Spirit. Oh my. Like, game is hard. Like, I don't know what your comeback plan is from this. Ember doesn't even have boots yet. He also did this like 2-1-2-1 build, so he doesn't have 3 points Flame Guard, and which makes it very difficult for him to farm jungle. Or farm jungle stacks, of which there aren't any. I think that's what Witch Doctor needed to be doing, is stacking jungle for him. Or maybe even give Ember bot lane and have Darkseer go mid or go to the jungle. Because Darkseer can lane against the Silencer. because he just can sprint out. This is a mistake. He should not be going into this. Okay. Because Pia's dead. Like I don't understand. That was a huge overextension. Like there, and Abaddon also fell top, it seems. Nope, committed suicide. Denied himself. Okay. So, overall, we'll see how things are going. Heavily in favor of Radiant as expected. Unlike last game, where that TA was off to the races against that Phoenix, who was extremely underfarmed, it's the opposite. But I would say that this Ember is getting crushed harder than that Phoenix did last game. Like, Phoenix got levels, and was just trading last hits for a lot of damage on the TA, which unfortunately didn't amount to anything because TA had a lot of really close calls. But this game is just absolute loss. Ember has levels, but he's just getting punished by this silencer.
Radiant's
Like,
middle
and this
tower
Shadow
is
Blade,
under attack.
like this is another death for Ember Spirit. Okay, no, he's not. He had a Remnant. No, I'm just kidding. I think I don't understand why he didn't global. You can actually, if you click on Ember's status bar, you can see if he has a Remnant out that he can jump to. And if Silencer globaled there, Ember was dead. Because you global, and then even if you don't manage to kill him, last word will pop and give him another 6 seconds of silence. And the slow. And that would have been a very dead Ember. I'm not sure it was worth popping global to kill that Ember again. He's already had a really rough start. I believe he might have boots now. He does have boots now though, courier. And it looks like the Shadow Blade's gonna. Oh, this silencer though really wants it. This is actually a pretty fun build. Shadow Blade, and usually you can go like an Atos as your next item. I think Shadow Blade Atos is a pretty good silencer build. I think G is one of the players or on VP who does silencer mid a lot. I think the downsides of silencer mid is, so one, he wins his lane very hard, which is good. Two, he provides a lot at level 6, also good. Downsides, doesn't flash farm. If you somehow lose because you get ganked, and Silence is very easy to gank because he has no escape skill and he's not that fast and he's kind of squishy. He has no catch-up mechanism. So if like Bounty Hunter had punished him more aggressively mid, maybe with a Witch Doctor rotation, I think this game we might be looking at a very different game. But that's just how things worked out. So that's too bad. It is what it is, and it looks like they're gonna have to deal with extremely behind Ember Spirit, who hopefully will get his boots off the courier sometimes. But I don't know if they told him that he still needs to get his. And this is like godlike. This is a 9-minute or 13-minute 9 kills. He's got to have 10. This game. Oh my! This is like absolute not what you want to happen ever. And oh god, this is horrible. He had the Shadow Blade at like 9 minutes. And this is gonna be another death for another hero, I think. If he gets that slow, okay, one more head to get it. The tracks managed to save him. This might be their saving grace, is if they can come back with enough track turnaround from Bounty Hunter. Although, I don't think 2 points in Janata, I think the second point should be in the strike and toss. But it is what it is. Meanwhile, a lot of space being created over here because Darkseer rotated mid and just immediately fed the Silencer again, because he does a shitload of damage with those glaives. And it looks like I don't think he should have died there because there's no detection from the Radiant team. But Bounty Hunter maybe just playing a little too far up. Doesn't even use global yet. Full hasn't been used yet. But still more space created for P to farm. He's farming pretty nicely. Now that after that really rough start, you can see like 50 CS catching up to the gyro. And this silencer is just doing so much work. Like if he just jumps in here, globals, you can probably kill 2. And oh boy, this is bad news bears for Dire.
Dire's top tower
I think he should
is
just
under
hit
attack.
one person and go with global. But looks like he will back off. That's a pretty scarily big kill streak to lose. And he does pick up another kill. And obviously I have loops on Steam. Another grave, and this silence is just doing work. Holy snap. Yeah, thank you, Choco. I know I gave up on fixing it. Because no one's watching in game anyway. No one important is watching in game. So where were we? So again, the silencer is pretty much just going ham. Is he going to? Yep, he's dead. Well, I think you should have, like, when you do this, you kill the sentry ward before the obs ward, and this is also why you use a tango to eat the ward,
Dire's
so that
middle
this
tower
doesn't
is under
happen.
attack.
Because this silencer is just so much. He gets 28 stolen intelligence. He's like stealing 2 intelligence every minute. That's some serious brain drain going on for, like, just hemorrhaging intelligence, which is not what you want to have. This is not good. And global silence. Oh, global silence is down, but this could still be another kill or 2. Like, this is so much damage. Like, this 1, 2. This is probably like 5 or 6 hits to kill Gyro, who is, I believe, the tankiest here. Oh, Dark's here. But this is like less than 10 hits to kill anyone. Well, my friend's pinging me. It's like Dire's trying to. Oh man, and this is oh my god, this is just a disaster. Game is hard. Like I think this is really unexpected, and they just don't know. They're really underestimating the DPS output of this silencer. Looks like he's picking up an ulti orb, so I think this is a sheet stick. Not the A-6 build. I think the A-6 build is super good. Gives you tankiness, gives you more int, and it gives you the slow, so that you can, because slows are actually really good against Ember Spirit, because Ember Spirit, when he throws out a Remnant, the Remnant jumps out at this relative to Ember's current move speed, and so if he's slowed, then the Remnant goes slow. It looks like a double Remnant in, he's going to go for, he will get the Dazzle, and force back the Abaddon, some good aggressive plays, and on the road to recovery, maybe finally finishing up those trebs. And he even picked up this casual bracer just to get a little bit more meat on his bones against this silencer's just brutal beatdown with these glaives. And then looks like another not deny, and PA picks up a kill. So I zipped over, and it looks like he's going for Helm the Dominator, which is a farming-ish build. It like it's like not as big of a commitment to farming as Battle Fury is. And oh, this could be no, this is not. Silence was too fast. And this could turn around very easily. Yeah, about that. That was really, really ambitious. And that really backfired hard. I don't think they expected the Abaddon there. The Abaddon really helped save, and that fissure. I think they saw the Earthshaker behind them and just decided to go for that anyways. And again, just they're being punished by the Silencer. Silencer's gonna have the sheepstick done in 20 minutes. Like that means like one of your 2 cores is one of your 2 cores is going to die in 3 seconds, and the other one's probably gonna die immediately thereafter because of global silence. So the first target is probably going to be Gyro, and then Ember, because Ember, you're not worried about what Ember's doing when he's global. And then okay, so it looks like they were coming in, and global is not. I don't think this is a good fight. This could go badly. This is actually could be the first death for Silencer, and it will be a huge amount of gold going the other way. And looks like they will also get the Abaddon as they keep on chasing, and looks like the Dazzle pops to Maledict. This is a max Maledict build? Yeah, this is a max Maledict build. Very interesting. A double Remnant had to jump backwards, and they will not be able to pick up the Earthshaker. But still, really good fight. Huge gold swing, 4,500, going the way of Dire. That's like went from 2 kills to 5 kills. Managed to slow down that silence a little bit and delay this sheepstick fight. I think if he had sheepstick, that fight might have gone a bit differently. Maybe just getting a little bit too cocky, a little bit too aggressive, and they do get punished for it. And set back a bit. PA did not come to that fight. It looks like PA is going back for a Battle Fury after this Helm of the Dominator. I think the Helm of the Dominator is to help sustain a bit. Give you a bit of sustain. You can dominate the creep that Darkseer Iron Shells and just run it away. Or it also gives you lifesteal. But I mean, so does the Ring of Health. And I don't think this because now we're 20 minutes in and PA has like a helm of the Dominator, and that's it. Like if PA does go for Battle Fury, this is gonna be a 30-minute Battle Fury timing, and like it's gonna take forever for that to pay for itself. So I don't think that's it. Looks like some weird games going on up here. Looks like Ember's getting started his own Battle Fury, has his treads done, has his Ring of Health. So he's about the same as PA. I think PA is a little bit ahead on her Battle Fury progression, and Actually, this could be. I would go in on this. You know, Cask is down. That's a premature grave. But, I think they should have gone on the either. Well, whoever didn't get Surge is probably the correct target to go on. But I guess you can't know who gets Surge until it actually does it. So, it's like things settling down a little bit, but Silencer's still hunting, but not really finding anything right now. He does have a sheep stick complete whenever he gets the curry. He's probably like, why am I someone using a curry right now? Or I'd be sad. And it's like a Vlad's pickup for Abaddon. That's interesting. Looks like they want to maybe fight a little bit more. It is kind of a farming item, but Abaddon didn't get really like other items. I don't think he's gonna intend to hit creeps for that much more in this game. And Silencer gets an Ember Spirit again, which I missed, but he was looking for it and eventually found it. So Ember Spirit's sad for a little while longer. And he's just getting crushed this game. A-6. He did pick up that nice sort of ish thing. He has like 2 assists. And he has a little, no, he's still pretty far behind, yes. But pretty much Drug City, as Merlini might say. And I think they, oh god, that's a fissure whiff. If they do hit this fissure, and Global Silence comes out, then this fight will go very well. This Darkseer is overextending right here. Like Global Silence right now. Okay, he gets out. They do. This ward does spot out the Silencer's rotation, so they're probably gonna back off. I think they might just want to give up this tower. This is gonna be very hard to contest against this. Silencer hitting for over 200 damage, plus plays for another like over 100 damage per hit.
Safe word.
I don't know. These Greys are really flying out very prematurely. I would like to see it hold on to it a little longer. I think one of the downsides of not maxing Grave is that the range is very short, so it means that you can't really afford. And oh, that was he backed them in, but didn't wall, so not what he hoped would happen. Wall was on cooldown and didn't have enough mana, so that's like double whammy of not working out well. And maybe it's trying to disrupt the initiation. Bounty was already dead. And looks like they'll try to make a defense over here. I think this is gone too. Their position is too far back. Darkseer doesn't have mana to do anything. Looks like he's going for a Solar Crest. I think that is a good item, but that's gonna take a long time. Oh, a big Echo Slam and a Global Silence. This fight started off really well. Silencer needs to go truck down this Gyro though. Where's his Sheep Stick? He needs to use his Sheep Stick. Sheep Stick. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter because they're all dead. And looks like some base diving going on. Sweet. And I think they can just take 2 or 3 right here. Like, Darkseer used Vac Wall. That's one of their biggest high ground defense tools. Gyro, their only like real base defense, since Ember doesn't have anything, is also dead. So I think this could be tier 3. I don't know if they have DPS for lane of rats, but if they can farm another couple of heroes here, that could be disastrous. Also, that very timely Blink Dagger pickup by Earthshaker. That was a huge Echo Slam, catching like, I think all 5 heroes, or at least 4 of them. And then follow up with the Global Silence follow-up, and just Silencer just chews through those heroes with his enormous amount of stolen intelligence. And that was like a double Remnant jump in, or maybe that was only one. And Global coming out, or sorry, Death Ward coming out. But not really. It's like Silencer just keep wailing away at the racks. He needs. Oh, he's gonna Shadow Blade out. Oh, he's cracked. But he is just gonna man up and fight. And it looks like he will go down. They will take 2 at the cost of the melee racks, and they do hold the range racks, I guess, and they succeed in wiping them actually. So they trade 5 heroes for a melee racks. I think they probably could have backed after the tier 3 and not really taken any losses. But still, a lane of melee racks at 25 minutes is really problematic. They don't really have good ways of dealing with it. Ember doesn't have Battle Fury. Gyro's Flat Cannon. I guess Iron Shell is also good. But Iron Shell against like, how much HP do these creeps have? 757. That's a lot of Iron Shell ticks. Oh, actually, maybe they die in like 5 seconds or so. They can still defend Supers. But I think the biggest loss is in the one is they always have to keep this lane, an eye on this lane,
Radiant
and
structures
two,
are fortified.
it's a big loss of
Radiant's
income,
bottom tower is
especially
under
like that
attack.
means that you're actually down to like this part of the map that is actually lucrative farm, and both Gyro and Ember and Darkseer all want to be farming it,
Radiant's bottom
and so
tower has
they're
fallen.
gonna have a hard time allocating farm for, on this map now, especially for this Ember who badly needs to catch up. This Ember has to use Flame Guard just to farm single neutral camps, which is
Dire's
not the
middle
position you want to be
tower is
in
under
right
attack.
now as Ember. These 20 kills on this Silence are just going ham though. Definitely putting the team on its back. I would say that the Earthshaker also made an excellent play over here, and I think the Abaddon gave a lot of trouble to the safe lane because Bounty Hunters were roaming around, which I wasn't really able to zone him. Probably a pretty good call. So things working out well. I'd say Dire's draft working as planned, and oh no, this could be a very sad Bounty Hunter. This is a very sad Bounty Hunter. Oh no, and a sad Darkseer. Is he gonna serve on cooldown? He will make it out. He had Atos. Would have been a dead Darkseer. Maybe he didn't get Atos because of Darkseer. It's the Surge. I think Atos is still a fun item. Although, like, he had such a good game that ridiculously well-timed Sheep Stick, or ridiculously fast Sheep Stick. I think one of the things with Sheep Sticks is it's better, maybe almost better late game than it's early game, because honestly, hexing someone early game, I think Gyro is like the only hero who actually matters. But you could also just DPS the Gyro down, because this Silencer's DPS is like off the
Dire's
charts.
middle tower
He's
has
hitting
fallen.
for like 250 plus another like 200
Dire's middle tower
or
is under
170 damage or 150 damage is pure damage. Like every hit's like 300 damage after reductions. I don't know. That's scary, especially for this Ember Spirit. That's 4 hits for Ember, and looks like we might have a fight. Where's the Echo Slam? Big Echo Slam? Decent Echo Slam. Doesn't cancel. Oh, and no global. Oh, okay, finally global comes out. And BKB on Gyro though, which is making this hard for him to actually deal his damage, and there actually gets a route for this is a good hold for it. It looks like Silencer might fall here too. One more hit. Onto the Gyro, doesn't get it, and they get cleaned up actually. I would have liked to see Dazzle give another grave out to Silencer to maybe, I think another grave would have enabled him to kill another 2 heroes possibly. But still, I think that was a huge fight, and like 3, maybe even 4 track kills. It's a 5,000 gold swing. And what do you know? Okay, it puts a sizable dent in things. It's not what they wanted to have for the high ground push. I would have liked to see them maybe Roche first. I think 2 lives for that Silencer would have helped a lot, because he can just go hit the tracks. And PA I don't think has enough to fight. PA also needs her BKB, but she's still finishing up this Battle Fury at, again, this is about a 30-minute Battle Fury timing, which is not when you want to have this item. I think it was way too late to get this. I think if you do this Treads Dominator build-up, your next item needs to be like a Basher or something to fight, especially because it seems like your team's game plan was to fight because your Silencer was just dominating. I think they could have just tried harder to close out this game, but maybe they were trying to invest in late game just as insurance policy, but don't think it's really paying off. And I wouldn't be interested in taking this late game anyways. Because Ember will eventually, if we do go to complete, I hope we don't go to another 15-minute game, but if we do, then Ember Spirit with like MKB is going to make your life very difficult, and so will Gyro, because cooldown is gonna, and you can only kill 1 person, because when your BKB is on in 5 seconds, you can only visit 1 person. Your choices are limited. But we'll see where things go. It's also a nice bit of synergy here, is where it gives a little bit of attack speed from the Abaddon, from Frostburn, or from Curse of Furnace that it's called now. So they will secure Aegis for the Silencer, and I think this is the next go time. Battle Fury has been picked up by the Ember Spirit though, so we might see their base defense like got better, but an order of magnitude better, or his impact just like increased enormously, thanks to that fight with those tracks. I think that's the power of Bounty Hunter with holding high ground, is because you just track. It's easy to track all the heroes when you're sitting on your high ground, and it means that one, it gives you vision, two, it gives you move speed, so it's easier to disengage and to chase. And if their push fails and they get wiped, then that's just catastrophic. Because as we saw here, that enormous 5,000 gold swing, it's probably what. Holy shit! This is actually an even experience, and close to even on net worth. Like this is the power of track, the power of like a solid high ground defense. I think Global Silence went down maybe a bit too late, and the Echo Slam was a bit off the mark. But a couple of little things adding up to a lost team fight, a lost 10-second BKB charge. I think also the counter BKB timing on the gyro was very fortuitous, because he also had a 10-second BKB, and his gyro BKB is a lot better against Silencer than Silencer BKB is against gyro. Because without the pure damage from the Blaze, gyro isn't as scared. But I believe with this Aegis they will clean up the other 3 towers, and I think that we'll have enough time on the Aegis to go high ground. But oh yeah, this doesn't actually work. But to go high ground, or they'll just set up like starvation gaming and keep on farming. I think they have both options available because they did go for this Battle Fury build. But I personally would, I think, like to see them end the game before Ember gets very scary. Or end Gyro. Gyro is gonna get MKB next, so that's also an issue because this PA will melt at 6 flat cannon strikes. And okay, looks like end up hitting huge back, but no wall. The wall gets called up too late, and Dazzle falls without graving anyone. Or maybe he did grave, I just missed too. And Global comes out like after the fight's already been decided, because Silencer wasn't actually here. But it looks like he might be able to take advantage of. No, he's dead. Oh my god. Or actually, nope, maybe not. Silencer has his BKB, Gyro does not have his BKB, so this. I think he should keep on fighting, like, just keep on hitting these guys. And that's gonna be another 2 kills, another 3 kills. This is another kill. I think they could keep going. Yep, they're gonna keep chasing for the Witch Doctor, and the Witch Doctor will go down a full team wipe for Radiant against Dire, and so an ultra kill for the a 4K for the Silencer. After expending the next BKB charge, I think that was a really unfortunate situation that the Silencer wasn't actually present for the start of the fight and dropped Global a little bit on the late side, but it still worked out in the end. And pretty good fight. Only lost the Dazzle. A lot of sustain. It's this, I guess, power of the Abaddon and the Dazzle. And this is probably another tier 3 tower. I don't know if they're going to go for this interact. I guess the fact that Silence is still holding on to Aegis does allow them a lot of freedom and liberty with taking this Rax. Because, yeah, I don't think they're going to contest. Or they might just like poke at them a little bit. Oh, this could be a big slate if, no, they're too spread already. And they're down 2 melee Raxes now, and a mid tier 3. So this is pretty like dire straits for Dire. And I don't think MKB is gonna get picked up before they choose to push again. Now I forgot to take my own Aegis timer because I forgot that the in-game one or the spectator one didn't work. But I believe if they just push right now, they will still have this 2 lives on Silencer, and they can probably just have Silencer hit this Rax. And there's not gonna be a whole lot that Dark can do. Oh no, this Dark here is dead again. Oh no. Okay. Oh, maybe not. Okay, no, he's dead. That Talisman of Evasion almost saving him, actually, causing Silencer to miss 3 hits. But still, he will go down. No back wall. No buyback, more importantly. He does have a Halberd, though. And that's actually probably their second biggest high ground defense hero after the Gyro. But still, it looks like maybe a little bit timid, not quite ready to go in. I think they need to put on the pressure here, and well, this Darkseer's dead. Maybe they're worried about Darkseer potentially buying back, but if they saw that he just purchased a Halberd, I would make the conclusion that he doesn't have buyback. Or maybe they think their Aegis is about to expire, but I think the Aegis being about to expire is exactly where they should go in right now, and Aegis does just expire, okay? So, and it looks like it's going to be another 4 minutes before Roche is up again, but I think they had the time, like, after that Darkseer kill, just to run up and Rax them. Or at least just have the Silencer go, because, like, Silencer had the time to burn the Aegis. Oh well. I still think this, the situation is still very firmly in hand. Looks like the last couple of fights, even though the track-based defense I think they had 2 really good track-based defense team fights, almost brought things back equal, but the last 2 fights going handily the way of Dire and the Rax, making things hard again. I think the last, one of the things that tripped them up in the last fight is they didn't have everyone tracked beforehand, especially the Shadow Light Silencer. And I think it's, you don't even want to commit onto Radiant until you know you can get the Silencer, because the Silencer is like probably 80% of the damage right now for this team. It looks like he's gonna go pick off this Rax. Maybe someone will stop him. They do spot him with a Sentry Ward though, so they could try to make it go on it, but this may not be the play.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
That is good heads up play, keeping these sentries at the base entrances, preventing anything cheeky from Silencer. That he's been kind of feasting on your feeding teammates this whole time. The 62 stolen intelligence, that is outrageous. He has almost 200 int. And another try goes down. Some Boon Shard, interesting. I suppose that's okay. It's very cost efficient for attack speed, I guess. Very slot efficient. I think Mask of Madness would have been fine too. And looks like he will chip down the range Rax for free. And they're down to a melee Rax and a range Rax, so gonna need some. I think one of the also big things is that there's very few stuns. There's obviously Shackles or Chains, which is a mini stun, and then a root. And then there's Shuriken Toss, which is also a mini stun. And Cask is really their only actual stun. So, oh, and a wall and a back that only connects on 2, and a big remnant in. It looks like they're just gonna be able to disengage. Looks like they are chasing, but Abaddon is like not really a good target to go on. Bar time pop and a big Echo Slam counter, and it looks like Radiant is now the one trying to re-engage, and Dire's the one trying to run away. And it looks like they will successfully run away. No one has fallen. Maybe a couple ults pop. Global is still not used. Echo Slam was the big ult used that game. But Global Silence still being up means they can, I think, still take this Rags. Silencer's just gonna go up and whack it a bit. His BKB is on cooldown though, but so he might be a little bit scared about committing on this too hard. Okay, so Pia did go back to the Basher. I think that's fine. I don't think it's Battle Fury, because like, he picked his Battle Fury, and what did they do? They went and pushed. That's not a good use of 4,000 gold. You should have, like, that would have been better spent on a BKB if you were trying to end the game right then. It looks like he will go for that BKB now. And Battle Fury, so like, you could argue that Battle Fury gives damage, but like, 4,500 gold for 65 damage is not very cost effective. But it looks like they are backing off, showing a little bit of respect to the high ground defense. And maybe probably gonna wait out the next Roshan respawn. And this is not working at all, but I think it's about 2 minutes, maybe 1 minute. And and I think once they have that, they just can roll down and finish this. Daedalus may come out before that, and an aggressive smoke. So I think the danger of this is that the fact this lane will push in and make it very obvious that no one's defending. But they still could catch out. They need to catch Silencer, I think. Still has global up, but they don't have any stuns. So like they go on him, and Silencer just globals, and then I think, oh boy. So Force Assassin, Dazzle needs to grab himself. Okay, that's a sick offensive weave on 3 heroes. And it looks like Silence is just gonna go ham. Global Silence? Global Silence BKB? Kind of slow, looks like it'll not matter, and they're still just gonna truck through the... Oh my god, that's game. This is game. Very well played by Radiant. Well played by Silencer, and I think that concludes the game. It'll be a 1-1 tie between A-7 and A-6, and I think that's it for tonight. And good game well played to everyone. And well, I think that's it for tonight. And looks like there's a little bit of salt over the counter picking strategy that went on. But I might be a bit salty too. I think this is maybe a bit on them for not expecting this, because that's exactly what happened last game. I would have expected something similar. And I think it's better in that case to pick a much more well-rounded mid laner Ember, I believe, is a very weak mid laner. It gets crushed in a lot of matchups, especially this one is like one of probably Ember's hardest matchups. Maybe I would say this is one of its like 10 worst. And Ember's just like, I think, not very. I think I already said not that strong mid in general. I think maybe they were hoping for some like out skill factor, but that kind of turned out the other way around. And well, I think that's it for this one. And I'm not sure where this puts in the standings. This is 1-1 for both teams. I believe A-6 went 1-1 last week, and they went 1-1 this week. So well played to both teams, and I think that's it for this cast. Thanks everyone for watching, and even the game server kicked me off. I'm so sad.